Chapter 3359. Boom! A loud sound was heard. After more than a dozen jade talismans exploded, the terrifying energy instantly flooded Lin Feng. However, Lin Feng's reaction was too fast. He turned around and rushed back. He dodged the power of the jade talisman's explosion. At this moment, Xing Xuan had already rushed outside. He wanted to go forward and call for help. However, he found that the entire courtyard was sealed by a restriction. Lin Feng chased after him and said with an indifferent expression, "Xing Xuan, I heard that your divination technique has reached the peak of perfection. Have you ever divined that you would die here today?" Xing Xuan's expression was extremely gloomy. He said coldly, "It's not that easy to kill me." Swish! With a flash of light, Xing Xuan took out a treasure. This treasure turned out to be a demonic banner-type supreme treasure. With a light wave of this magic banner-type treasure, endless evil spirits appeared. Those evil spirits were all moving towards Lin Feng to kill him. "This 10,000 ghost banner has been refined by me for a total of 120,000 years. Originally, this treasure was my trump card. I wouldn't use this treasure easily to avoid exposing my trump card. But now, you've forced me into such a tight corner. I'll use this treasure in advance and let you have a taste of what it's like to die from being devoured by 10,000 ghosts." Xing Xuan's voice was extremely cold, containing monstrous killing intent. He was obviously very confident in this supreme treasure of his. Therefore, in Xing Xuan's opinion, Lin Feng was no different from a dead man. No matter how Lin Feng struggled in front of him, in the end, it would only be a dead end. Screech! A sharp and ear-piercing cry was heard. The densely packed evil spirits let out mournful roars. All of them pounced toward Lin Feng. The cries of so many evil spirits could instantly destroy a cultivator's soul. However, Lin Feng's soul was protected by the primal chaos ancient lamp, so he was not afraid of the soul attack of 10,000 ghosts. Humph! Today, I'll take care of your 10,000 ghosts. Lin Feng could not help but snort coldly. He waved his hand. Suddenly, a treasure flew out. This treasure. It was the ghost-raising jar. The two ghost emperors were born from the ghost-raising jar. The ghost-raising jar was the nemesis of these ghosts. Hum! The ghost-raising jar floated in the air. An incomparably powerful devouring force gushed out. Waves of powerful devouring power engulfed the group of malicious ghosts that were pouncing on them. Those malicious ghosts. All of them were swallowed by the ghost-raising jar. No, no, no! After seeing this scene, Xing Xuanzi's eyes turned blood red. How difficult was it for him to nurture those malicious ghosts? However, those malicious ghosts were actually swallowed by Lin Feng's ghost-raising jar. Xing Xuanzi was simply mad with hatred. Now, he wished he could cut Lin Feng into 1,000 pieces. However, the reality was that he had fallen into an extremely dangerous situation. Originally, Xing Xuanzi wanted to rely on the 10,000 ghosts banner to deal with Lin Feng. Now, the 10,000 ghosts of the 10,000 ghosts banner had been devoured by Lin Feng's ghost-raising jar. The power of the myriad ghosts banner could no longer be unleashed. Whoosh! Xing Xuanzi turned around and rushed out of the courtyard. He took out hundreds of jade talismans. Boom! Those jade talismans exploded at the same time. It produced an energy that could destroy heaven and earth. The jade talismans wanted to destroy the array that Lin Feng had set up. However, the energy of the jade talisman's explosion was blocked by the array that Lin Feng had set up. Xing Xuanzi's plan fell through. And at this time, Lin Feng had already arrived beside Xing Xuanzi and punched towards Xing Xuanzi. The power of that punch, shattering heaven and earth. Xing Xuanzi hurriedly exchanged a punch with Lin Feng. Kacha kacha! His arm was directly broken. Lin Feng's unparalleled punch then blasted onto Xing Xuanzi's chest. Kacha kacha! The bones in Xing Xuanzi's chest were directly broken. Xing Xuanzi suffered heavy injuries from Lin Feng's terrifying attack. Seal! Following that, Lin Feng used the 8 divine seals, wanting to seal Xing Xuanzi. This person, Xing Xuanzi, could be said to be extremely guilty. He deserved to die 10,000 times. However, Lin Feng did not plan to kill him directly, because that would be letting Xing Xuanzi off too easily. One seal after another was applied on Xing Xuanzi's body. Xing Xuanzi was directly sealed by Lin Feng. Have you thought about how to die? Lin Feng looked at Xing Xuanzi with an indifferent expression. You can't kill me. I'm a member of the Star Assembly sect. Our Star Assembly sect's disciples are as high as the clouds. We even have experts of the Holy Emperor level guarding us. Moreover, each of them is proficient in the art of deduction. If you kill me, the Star Assembly sect will not let you off. Xing Xuanzi directly brought out the forces behind him to threaten Lin Feng. This was the first time that Lin Feng had heard of this Star Assembly sect. However, from Xing Xuanzi's methods, one could see that this Star Assembly sect was extraordinary. Perhaps it was just as Xing Xuanzi had said. If he really killed Xing Xuanzi, perhaps he would offend this Colossus, Star Assembly sect. But, so what if he offended this Colossus, Star Assembly sect? This person, Xing Xuanzi, must die today. Lin Feng looked coldly at Xing Xuanzi and said, Today, no matter what you bring out, no one can save you. There should be a lot of innocent people who have died tragically in your hands all these years. I see that outside this courtyard, there are densely packed malicious ghosts. Those malicious ghosts should be the malicious ghosts that were formed from their resentment after being cruelly killed by you, right? I won't kill you myself. I'll let those malicious ghosts who hate you to the bone kill you. No, spare me. I beg you to spare me. As long as you spare me, I'm willing to do anything. Xing Xuanzi begged loudly. He was really afraid. Because his mana was now sealed by Lin Feng. He was not much different from an ordinary person. How could he deal with those malicious ghosts outside who hated him to the bone? Thinking of facing those malicious ghosts with his flesh and blood, Xing Xuanzi felt a chill run down his spine. Lin Feng said coldly, The cycle of karma, retribution is not good. This is the punishment you deserve. As the sound of his voice faded, Lin Feng opened a restriction in the courtyard. Then, he sent a sound transmission to those malicious ghosts saying, Xing Xuanzi has already been captured by me. If there's a grudge, take revenge. If there's a grudge, take revenge. Come in. When those malicious ghosts that were lingering outside the courtyard heard Lin Feng's words, they immediately became extremely excited and rushed in. Densely packed malicious ghosts. They looked at Xing Xuanzi with incomparably resentful eyes. After Lin Feng saw all these malicious ghosts fly in, he sealed off the courtyard. Xing Xuanzi, we died so miserably. A debt of blood must be repaid with blood. Go to hell. One by one, the malicious ghosts roared and pounced towards Xing Xuanzi. Don't come over, all of you get lost, don't come over. Xing Xuanzi cried out in fear. But it was impossible to stop those malicious ghosts. The densely packed malicious ghosts surrounded Xing Xuanzi. One by one, the malicious ghosts drank Xing Xuanzi's blood and ate his flesh. Chapter 3360. Thank you for your help, young master. If not for young master, we definitely wouldn't have been able to take revenge. The female ghosts thanked Lin Feng. Lin Feng said, You don't have to thank me. Now that the resentment in your hearts has dissipated, you can enter the cycle of reincarnation. Who knows if there really is a cycle of reincarnation in this world? The female ghost said. Then they all left. They disappeared into the night. This was not a place to stay for long. Lin Feng also planned to leave. This time, Lin Feng wanted to find a place to cultivate for a period of time. He wanted to finish cultivating the 3,000 great Taoists before thinking about what to do next. Lin Feng turned into a spirit insect and rushed out of the door. The light of the demon revealing mirror shone on Lin Feng. Lin Feng's figure appeared. However, Lin Feng had already left quickly. By the time the guards reported this matter, Lin Feng had already left the Dragon Eye planet. He was traveling in the starry sky world. Lin Feng avoided wave after wave of cultivators who surrounded him. Gradually, he left the vast starry sky world. Lin Feng originally thought that he was about to completely escape danger, but he didn't expect to run into a group of starry sky bandits. They were from the Fiend Bandits, and the leader was the young leader, Xie Duanhun. "Brother Lin, I didn't expect that we would meet here," Xie Duanhun said to Lin Feng with a fake smile. Lin Feng said, "Yes, I really didn't expect that. Brother Xie, where are you planning to go?" "I have nothing to do, so I'm casually walking around in the starry sky world," Xie Duanhun said. Then, he said meaningfully, "I heard that during this period, many people have been searching for Brother Lin's whereabouts. It seems that those people didn't expect that Brother Lin would actually leave this place," Lin Feng said indifferently. "The first stop of a starry sky voyage is quite rich. However, now that I'm leaving this place, I'm destined to have nothing to do with those forces. It seems that Brother Lin is really magnanimous. Are you only using those forces as stepping stones?" Xie Duanhun could not help but say, "Perhaps they can be called stepping stones. At the very least, they did serve the purpose of honing my strength," Lin Feng said. "Brother Lin, you are truly open-minded. My father has heard many things about Brother Lin. He wishes to meet Brother Lin. Is that possible?" Xie Duanhun asked with a smile, but there was a sinister expression hidden in the depths of his eyes. Xie Duanhun's evil devil bandit group was a notorious bandit group in the starry sky world. He was completely unprincipled when doing things. He killed without batting an eyelid. Lin Feng had always been very wary of Xie Duanhun. Xie Duanhun's invitation, Lin Feng naturally would not agree. If he really went, that was to enter the tiger's den. At that time, he would most likely die. Lin Feng said, "I'm afraid it's a bit unfortunate, because I still have some things to deal with. After I'm done, I'll definitely pay you a visit." Xie Duanhun's expression darkened. He sneered and said, "So, Brother Lin doesn't want to give me face? What are you talking about? I'm indeed busy, so I can't go. I hope Brother Xie can understand," Lin Feng said. Xie Duanhun sneered and said, "I really can't understand. Since Brother Lin doesn't know how to appreciate favors, I can only force Brother Lin to meet my father. Once we fight, swords and sabers have no eyes. I hope Brother Lin won't blame me if I injure Brother Lin." As soon as he finished speaking, Xie Duanhun waved his hand. In an instant, ancient ships surrounded Lin Feng. There were a total of 12 ancient ships. Every ancient starry skies ship had an expert overseeing it. Lin Feng said indifferently, "Since Brother Xie wants to fight, I can only accompany you to the end." Swoosh! With a flash of light, the ancient ship Xianyuan flew out. Lin Feng flew into the ancient ship Xianyuan. "Attack!" Xie Duanhun ordered. "Woo woo woo!" The sound of a bugle horn resounded through the sky. Boom! 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 The ancient starships launched powerful attacks one after another. Spirit stone cannonballs streaked across the starry sky world and bombarded the ancient ship Xianyuan. The power of these spirit stone cannonballs was incomparably tyrannical. Not to mention the spirit stone cannonballs launched by the 12 ancient ships. The power was even more formidable. The spirit stone cannonballs fell like rain. At this moment, Lin Feng hurriedly activated the Emperor Rune restriction on the ancient ship Xianyuan. The Emperor Runes twisted. They formed the most powerful defensive restriction. When the dense rain of cannonballs smashed on the ancient ship Xuanyuan's defensive restriction, all of them were blocked by the defensive restriction. At this moment, the ancient ship Xianyuan also began to launch its attack. Lin Feng had previously obtained 100 bronze spirit stone cannons. These bronze spirit stone cannons were extremely powerful, and Lin Feng had equipped them all on the ancient ship Xianyuan. These bronze spirit stone cannons could be said to have directly raised the ancient ship Xuanyuan's power by several levels. But now, this was the first time these bronze spirit stone cannons had fired spirit stone cannonballs. Boom! 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 Accompanied by a series of loud noises. A dense number of giant spirit stone cannonballs were fired from the bronze spirit stone cannons. After these giant spirit stone cannonballs were boosted by the bronze spirit stone cannons, their power had increased to a shocking degree. Cannonballs landed on the ancient starships one by one. Then, the giant spirit stone cannonballs exploded. Bang! 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 Along with a series of violent explosions, there was a series of explosions. The destructive energy bombarded the defensive restriction formed by the 12 ancient starry sky ships of the Fiend Bandit Group. Lin Feng's Xuanyuan's ancient ship Xuanyuan's defensive restriction could withstand the attack of the 12 ancient ships of the Fiend Bandit Group. However, the 12 ancient ships of the Fiend Bandit Group couldn't completely withstand the attack of the Xuanyuan's ancient ship. When the giant spirit stone cannonballs bombarded the defensive restriction of the 12 ancient ships of the Fiend Bandit Group, kacha sounds could be heard. The seals on the ancient starships began to crack. Seeing this scene, Xie Duanhuan's face suddenly changed. He had never thought that Lin Feng would have such a powerful ancient ship. One ancient starry sky ship was able to gain a crushing advantage over their 12 ancient starry sky ships. Quickly retreat! Xie Duanhuan ordered with a gloomy expression. Bang! 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 However, before those ancient ships could retreat, the Xuanyuan's ancient ship had already launched a new round of attack. Giant spirit stone cannonballs once again bombarded. Suddenly, the defensive restriction of the 12 ancient ships of the Fiend Bandit Group was activated. Then, the giant spirit stone cannonballs directly hit the 12 ancient ships of the Fiend Bandit Group. Chapter 3361. Lin Feng's Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship was indeed extremely powerful. The destructive power it displayed was truly shocking. Seeing the 12 ancient starry sky ships on his side all suffer serious damage, Xie Duanhuan flew into a rage. He couldn't wait to tear Lin Feng into pieces. Xie Duanhuan ordered the 12 ancient starry sky ships to quickly withdraw from the battlefield. If they didn't withdraw now, the 12 ancient starry sky ships would really be destroyed by Lin Feng's Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship. The value of these starry sky ships was extremely high. Every loss of one ancient starry sky ship was a great loss. Such a loss, even their demonic bandit group would feel the pain. This battle was extremely intense. Lin Feng constantly controlled the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship to attack the 12 ancient starry sky ships of the demonic bandit group. The huge spirit stone cannonballs rained down like rain. They were simply too dense. Since they had already made their move, they should kill all of them instead of letting them escape. If they were to let them escape, that would be the only way. It would be very disadvantageous for him, because the other party would most likely invite more powerhouses. One had to know that the demonic bandit group had countless experts. There were even venerable sovereigns in charge. If they really invited so many experts, he would die without a burial place. Therefore, Lin Feng wanted to seize this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to wipe out these people. The dense barrage of giant spirit stone shells caused great damage to the 12 ancient starry sky ships of the demonic bandit group. The 12 ancient starry sky ships exploded one after another. Many cultivators couldn't escape from the 12 ancient starry sky ships and were killed inside the 12 ancient starry sky ships. Some cultivators who were lucky enough to escape from the cabins couldn't escape from the ancient starry sky ships. Then, they were drowned by the powerful energy generated by the exploding giant spirit stone shells. Then, they died tragically in the explosion of the giant spirit stone shells. This battle was completely one-sided. After Lin Feng's Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship was upgraded, it had become almost invincible. It was very difficult to find an ancient starry sky ship that could match the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship in the starry sky world. Unless a large number of ancient starry sky ships besieged Lin Feng's Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship. Moreover, in order to destroy Lin Feng's Xianyuan ancient starry sky battleship, it would have to be as easy as crushing dry weeds. This was because Lin Feng's Xianyuan ancient starry sky battleship had the ability to repair itself. If he couldn't destroy Lin Feng's Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship as easily as crushing dry weeds and smashing rotten wood, Lin Feng's Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship would be able to repair itself. In that case, it would be impossible to destroy the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship. More than half of the cultivators on the 12 ancient starships had died. Only a small portion of the remaining cultivators managed to escape in a sorry state. Following that, all 12 ancient ships exploded. Those cultivators who were lucky enough to escape with their lives were all injured. As a result, the battle prowess of these people naturally fell drastically. Seeing the destruction of the 12 ancient starships and the deaths of so many of his subordinates, he couldn't help but sigh. Xie Duanhuan's face turned ugly. Xie Duanhuan had dominated the starry sky for a long time. He had never suffered such a big loss before. But now, he had suffered such a big loss in Lin Feng's hands. Xie Duanhuan's hatred towards Lin Feng had reached its peak. Xie Duanhuan ordered the remaining cultivators to bombard Lin Feng's Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship with weapons. Lin Feng looked indifferent, and continued to order the miniature puppets on the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship to fire a dense barrage of spirit stone shells. The attacks of Xie Duanhuan's subordinates were once again blocked by the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship's defenses. The spirit stone shells fired by the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship directly exploded in the midst of the demonic bandit group's crowd. A large number of cultivators were killed by the explosions. The Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship's offensive grew stronger and stronger. Finally, as time passed, the demonic bandit group only had a little more than 100 people left. Originally, they had more than 10,000 people on their side. But now, those cultivators had basically been killed by the spirit stone shells fired by the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship. But Lin Feng still hadn't made a move yet. He had almost wiped out the other party. This was because the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship was too powerful. Ever since the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship had been upgraded, its power had suddenly increased to an unbelievable level. The remaining 100 people were basically the most powerful group of cultivators. There were several Heavenly Emperor Realm powerhouses. However, they didn't have any Emperor Realm powerhouses on their side. Because Emperor Realm powerhouses were the overlords of the starry sky world. Existences of this level rarely moved outside. Even if the demonic bandit group had a few Emperor Realm powerhouses. But those people weren't people that Xie Duanhuan could command. Although Xie Duanhuan was the son of the demonic bandit group's leader. But he didn't have the strength to make those Emperor Realm powerhouses listen to his orders. The world of cultivators was like this. Most of the time, strength was important. Even if your identity wasn't ordinary, but if your strength wasn't up to par, those top-notch powerhouses wouldn't listen to your orders. If the other party had an Emperor Realm powerhouse, Lin Feng might have paid more attention to them. But these people didn't even have an Emperor Realm powerhouse. How could they be Lin Feng's match? Lin Feng directly flew out of the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship. He put the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship away, then looked coldly at Xie Duanhuan. He sneered and said, "Xie Duanhuan, do you think I don't know why you approached me? Everyone knows the ambition of a wolf. I didn't fall out with you because I couldn't be bothered to deal with you. But since you want to die today, I don't mind fulfilling your wish." Xie Duanhuan's expression became even more unsightly. He said coldly, "Lin Feng, do you think you can fight against so many of us by yourself? You think too highly of yourself. Apart from myself, I have 3 immortal emperors, 4 emperor gods, and more than 100 boundary emperors. With so many people working together, killing you will be as easy as flipping my hand." Xie Duanhuan was very confident in his side's strength. Although the 2 ancient starships had collided, he had suffered a great loss. But Xie Duanhuan believed. If it was a battle between cultivators, when the time came, Lin Feng would die. There was no way he could survive. Xie Duanhuan was so confident because he had experienced many great battles over the years. Every time they fought, he would emerge victorious in the end. In addition, Lin Feng was alone, and they had more people on their side. Lin Feng was strong enough and had many treasures on him. But Lin Feng hadn't entered the Emperor realm. Xie Duanhuan admitted that Lin Feng was very strong. But Xie Duanhuan believed that Lin Feng wasn't as strong as the rumors said. There must be some exaggeration in the rumors. Attack! Kill him! Xie Duanhuan ordered. One cultivator after another took out their treasures. A terrifying aura spread out. All kinds of attacks surged out. Magical powers and magic treasures gathered together, containing a world-destroying wave of energy. Together, they flooded towards Lin Feng. Lin Feng's expression was incomparably cold. Chapter 3362. Once the boundless domineering aura was used, it would be the most violent attack. There was a difference between the boundless domineering aura and a magnetic field. Magnetic field. Its greatest use was to imprison and suppress. Next was attack, defense, and so on. And the boundless domineering aura was the craziest attack. The attack contained within the boundless domineering aura was too powerful. This was a terrifying attack that you could never imagine. The power was so strong that it was simply shocking. When the boundless domineering aura bombarded the bodies of those cultivators, suddenly a series of explosions could be heard. The cultivators of the evil devil bandit group were simply unable to withstand the attack of this terrifying sacred art. One by one, the cultivators' bodies exploded. Under the attack of the boundless domineering aura, the bodies of those cultivators crumbled, their bodies and souls were destroyed, and they died miserably on the spot. In the blink of an eye, there were only 8 people left on the other side. These 8 people were Xie Duanhuan, 3 immortal emperors, and 4 divine lord-level cultivators. The rest of them had all fallen. Seeing this scene, the corner of Xie Duanhuan's mouth twitched violently. Boundless anger seemed to ignite his body. So many subordinates. There were many experts. It was not easy to recruit these experts. Now, so many experts had all fallen. The losses of the evil devil bandit group were simply too great. Xie Duanhuan knew that he had underestimated Lin Feng's battle strength this time. Although he knew that Lin Feng's battle strength was extraordinary. However, he did not expect that Lin Feng would be so powerful. It was simply shocking. An immortal emperor-level powerhouse said, "Young master, this person is simply too powerful. We should not continue to fight with him. We should leave quickly and report this matter to the higher-ups. At that time, the leader will definitely send experts to kill this child. If we want to kill this child, we must send out an immortal emperor-level powerhouse to have any hope." Xie Duanhuan did not want to admit this point, but what this immortal emperor-level powerhouse said was very reasonable. In Xie Duanhuan's heart, he could not help but feel a deep sense of jealousy towards Lin Feng. He was also so young. Why was Lin Feng abnormal to such an extent? Xie Duanhuan wished so much that he could have Lin Feng's ability, but he didn't have such ability. Xie Duanhuan really wanted to kill Lin Feng right now. He wanted to kill all the young cultivators who were more talented than him and had a brighter future than him. Jealousy could make a person extremely crazy. It could even make people go to extremes. Xie Duanhuan was such a person. Xie Duanhuan and the others wanted to escape. Then, he invited experts to kill Lin Feng. But how could Lin Feng give him this opportunity? Lin Feng was like the Grim Reaper who had just walked out of hell. Step by step, he walked towards Xie Duanhuan and the others. A cold expression appeared on his face as he sneered. "It's too late to escape now. Have you decided how you want to die?" This time, Lin Feng didn't use his endless domineering aura. Instead, he used his magnetic field. The magnetic field formed by the superposition of the 3 heights was extremely powerful. It directly enveloped Xie Duanhuan and the other 7 great emperors. After being enveloped by the magnetic field, these people's battle power was greatly weakened. His movements also became sluggish. Their speed was greatly reduced compared to before. Lin Feng rushed forward and took out the Black Dragon Sword. With the Black Dragon Sword in his hand, he slashed towards an Emperor God-level expert. When the God Emperors saw Lin Feng coming for him, a sinister expression appeared on his face. Facing Lin Feng's attack, he waved the long saber in his hand and slashed at Lin Feng. Clang! 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 The black dragon's sword in Lin Feng's hand clashed with the God Emperor's long saber. The long saber in the cultivator's hand was directly split into two by Lin Feng's black dragon sword. Then, the black dragon sword's power didn't decrease. It viciously struck the head of this God Emperor cultivator. With a poochie sound, fresh blood spurted out. The God Emperor's head was directly chopped off by Lin Feng. Seeing the death of this God Emperor cultivator, Lin Feng's face was filled with a cold smile. He looked coldly at Xie Duanhuan and the others and said, "This is only the first person. Next, it's your turn." As his voice fell, Lin Feng quickly rushed towards the second God Emperors. The second God Emperors fought with Lin Feng. Similarly, he was not Lin Feng's opponent, and was killed by Lin Feng's sword. Xie Duanhuan did not dare to stay and quickly fled. Actually, there were many great emperors on Xie Duanhuan's side. If they joined forces, they would fight to the death with Lin Feng. It was hard to say what the final result would be. After all, no matter how strong Lin Feng was, he was only one person. But when Xie Duanhuan and the others saw how strong Lin Feng was, their confidence completely collapsed. Thus, they did not have the courage to fight with Lin Feng. They only thought of escaping. It was precisely because they were afraid before the battle. The defeat of these people was already destined. Xie Duanhuan looked at the other two God Emperors, and then said in a deep voice, "The two of you, go and stop Lin Feng." Wasn't intercepting Lin Feng now the same as sending himself to death? The two great emperors naturally did not agree. The two of them ignored Xie Duanhuan and flew in the other direction. They actually chose to get rid of Xie Duanhuan. "What are you doing? Could it be that you want to betray the evil devil bandits?" Seeing the two great emperors leave, Xie Duanhuan could not help but roar in anger. One of the great emperors sneered, "Xie Duanhuan, although we have joined the evil devil bandits, we are not your subordinates. Our status is on the same level as yours, and you do not have the qualifications to order us around. If not for the fact that you are the son of the leader, do you think we would listen to you? Now that this Lin Feng is unable to fight against him, we do not want to die with you." The second great emperor said, "That's right. You provoked this Lin Feng yourself, and it has nothing to do with us. This person obviously wants to kill you, so we must draw a clear line with you." After the two God Emperors finished speaking, they sped up and fled. The expressions of the other three immortal emperors also became uncertain. Lin Feng quickly killed his way over. Feeling the terrifying aura emitted from Lin Feng's body, the three immortal emperors gritted their teeth. They also quickly made a decision. "Young master, when disaster strikes, let's split up and flee." After the three immortal emperors left these words, they all flew into the distance. In the blink of an eye, the five great emperors abandoned Xie Duanhuan and fled. This Xie Duanhuan directly fell into a state of complete abandonment. Chapter 3363. Xie Duanhuan's roar was more like a hysterical roar before his death. His roar was useless. It was unable to change the minds of those great emperors who had left. "How does it feel to be betrayed?" Lin Feng looked at Xie Duanhuan indifferently. Towards this person, he had already made up his mind to kill, and would definitely not give Xie Duanhuan a chance to escape. "Lin Feng, you little bastard! If you want to kill me, you're still far from it!" Xie Duanhuan roared, and then took out a jade talisman. It was actually a void teleportation talisman. This void teleportation talisman could open a void gate and teleport Xie Duanhuan out instantly. Once activated, the power of the void teleportation talisman could be released. "Bibi!" Lin Feng hurriedly sent a sound transmission to Bibi. "Ya! Ya!" After the little guy heard Lin Feng's summon, it flew out and waved its little claws. Rainbow immortal light shot out. At the same time, Xie Duanhuan crushed the void teleportation talisman. But the void gate could not be condensed. "Why is it like this?" Xie Duanhuan roared in disbelief. He was still hoping to escape with the help of the void teleportation gate. But now, the void teleportation gate did not even appear, so this plan would naturally fail. Xie Duanhuan could not accept what he saw. His eyes couldn't help but turn blood red. Little Bibi's race talent is to imprison the void. Your void teleportation talisman is also useless. Lin Feng held the black dragon sword and charged towards Xie Duanhuan. He directly slashed at Xie Duanhuan with his sword. The power of the black dragon sword. It suddenly exploded out. Xie Duanhuan was shocked. He hurriedly took out his magic treasure. His magic treasure was actually an emperor weapon. This emperor weapon was called Yama's blade. The king of hell will let you die at midnight. He would not let you live until dawn. Yama's blade slashed out. Ghosts and gods were not left behind. The power was great. It was shocking. This emperor weapon. It was obviously a very high-level emperor weapon. Lin Feng guessed that Xie Duanhuan might have obtained this monarch weapon by chance. Of course, it could also be a protective treasure given to him by his father. The Yama's blade slashed out, even forming a hazy shadow. The illusory figure was incomparably powerful and terrifying. His aura was terrifying. That phantom. It appeared to be the projection of the King Yanluo of Hell. The power of Yama's saber had reached a shocking level. However, no matter how powerful this supreme treasure was, it was unable to contend against Lin Feng's black dragon sword. Clang! The Yama saber and the black dragon sword collided. An earth-shaking sound of violent collisions rang out. Xie Duanhuan's hands that were holding the King of Hell's blade were shattered. Blood immediately flowed out. His entire body was sent flying. Why is your cultivation level so low? His battle prowess is so strong! Xie Duanhuan couldn't help but roar in anger. His gaze towards Lin Feng was filled with deep jealousy. Lin Feng said faintly, "Bloodline and sacred art. I have the undying bloodline and the sovereign emperor bloodline. I have cultivated no less than 10 kinds of sacred arts from ancient to modern times. In addition, I have cultivated more than 600 kinds of 3,000 great Daos, and I still have hundreds of 3,000 great Daos that I have yet to cultivate. Do you know why I have such battle prowess?" When Xie Duanhuan heard Lin Feng's words, his expression suddenly changed. Xie Duanhuan had also heard that Lin Feng had cultivated many powerful sacred arts. However, Xie Duanhuan didn't expect that Lin Feng had cultivated so many 3,000 great Daos. It was truly inconceivable. Therefore, Xie Duanhuan had completely given up on continuing to fight with Lin Feng. He only wanted to escape from this place as soon as possible. If he was given another chance, he would be able to do it again. Xie Duanhuan didn't even want to provoke Lin Feng, this demon. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. Xie Duanhuan turned around and fled into the distance. However, the difference between his speed and Lin Feng's was huge. He couldn't get rid of Lin Feng's pursuit at all. Lin Feng quickly chased over. He held the black dragon sword in his hand and once again slashed towards Xie Duanhuan. "Lin Feng, do you really want to kill me? Let me go, I will never be invincible with you again." Xie Duanhuan shouted in a deep voice. Lin Feng said with an indifferent expression, "If you want to beat a snake, you have to kill it with a stick. Otherwise, you might be bitten by the snake." Lin Feng compared Xie Duanhuan to a snake. His comparison was extremely appropriate. Xie Duanhuan was like a poisonous snake. This hatred was formed. This person must die. Or else, the unlucky one might be himself. This point, Lin Feng was very clear. After feeling the terrifying power of the black dragon sword, Xie Duanhuan's face suddenly revealed a look of shock. He turned around and slashed at the black dragon's sword. Clang! The black dragon sword and Xie Duanhuan's Yama saber collided once again. Xie Duanhuan's arm was almost broken. He even spat out a mouthful of blood. His face was as pale as paper. This attack just now. It directly injured Xie Duanhuan. And Lin Feng's attacks were endless. After Xie Duanhuan was sent flying, he quickly chased after him. The black dragon's sword once again slashed out. Xie Duanhuan was tired of dealing with it. Once again, he waved his saber to block. Clang! The saber and sword collided. Clang! This time, when they collided, Lin Feng unleashed the Supreme Reincarnation Fist, this unparalleled sacred art. The Supreme Tao. This was Lin Feng's own Tao. When the Supreme Reincarnation Fist was activated, the sacred art array formed by all the sacred arts in Lin Feng's body was operating quickly. Together with the Supreme Reincarnation Fist's divine ability Grand Formation, it shone brightly. The reason why Lin Feng had used such a powerful skill was because he wanted to end the battle quickly. With the fastest speed, he took care of Xie Duanhuan. Xie Duanhuan used the Qilin divine arm to block Lin Feng's attack. His arm directly turned into a Qilin arm. The power of one punch. It was also extremely terrifying. But there was nothing he could do. He was still unable to compete with Lin Feng's Supreme Reincarnation Fist. Bang! Accompanied by a violent collision sound, Lin Feng and Xie Duanhuan collided. Then cracking sounds came out. Xie Duanhuan's arm directly broke. Ah! Xie Duanhuan couldn't help but scream. The next moment, Lin Feng's tyrannical punch directly landed on Xie Duanhuan's chest. How could Xie Duanhuan withstand Lin Feng's terrifying attack? Xie Duanhuan's body directly exploded. A grayish-brown ball of light wanted to tear the void and escape, but it was directly suppressed by Lin Feng. This grayish-brown ball of light was Xie Duanhuan's soul. Ah, Lin Feng, you little beast, I curse you to die a horrible death. I curse your future fate to be 10 times, 100 times more miserable than mine. Xie Duanhuan's soul cursed bitterly. Soul-searching technique. Chapter 3364. Those ancient forces would often set up restrictions in the minds of their disciples, in order to prevent their disciples from being searched by others when they were robbed, and then steal all kinds of secrets, or inheritances of the sect. But Xie Duanhuan did not come from those ancient forces. His father was a heinous space bandit. Therefore, Lin Feng guessed that there was no restriction in Xie Duanhuan's mind that could destroy the soul. So, he used the soul-searching technique on Xie Duanhuan. Soon, Lin Feng found that his guess was completely correct. There was indeed no soul restriction in Xie Duanhuan's mind. Lin Feng began to search Xie Duanhuan's soul. All kinds of memories flashed through his mind like a fleeting view of flowers. In the end, Lin Feng found the various magical powers that Xie Duanhuan cultivated. Lin Feng was surprised to find that Xie Duanhuan had cultivated 86 kinds of 3,000 great das. And among these 86 kinds of 3,000 great das, there were 72 kinds of 3,000 great das that he had never cultivated before. This made Lin Feng extremely excited. Previously, Lin Feng had obtained a total of 961 kinds of 3,000 great das. If these 3,000 great das were included, added together, it would be 1,033 kinds of 3,000 great das. Originally, Lin Feng planned to collect at least 1,000 kinds of 3,000 great das before considering breaking through to the Emperor realm. Now, Lin Feng's minimum goal had been achieved. Lin Feng then destroyed Xie Duanhuan's soul. After collecting Xie Duanhuan's origin and storage ring, Lin Feng and Bibi left together. Bibi, this little fellow, had never slept since she woke up. She began to eat crazily. All kinds of heaven and earth spirit essence. Bibi did not refuse. She ate until her little belly was round. Now, Bibi returned to the mountain river ring to enjoy the delicious food. And Lin Feng quickly flew towards the depths of the starry sky world. He needed to find a place to refine the hundreds of 3,000 great das. Evil Demon Star. Origin Spirit Lamp Hall. There were many origin spirit lamps enshrined here. To be able to be enshrined here, the owners of the origin spirit lamps all had extraordinary origins. Or they were the relatives of the leader of the evil demon bandits. Otherwise, they were the higher-ups of the evil demon bandits. Today, two Emperor Realm cultivators had their Yuan spirit lamps shattered one after another. This matter was discovered by the guards stationed in the primordial spirit lamp hall. These guards hurriedly reported this matter to their superiors. It was a big deal that two great emperors had fallen at the same time. The upper echelons of the evil demon bandits arrived one after another. Even the leader of the evil demon bandits had come in person. However, these people had just arrived at the primordial spirit lamp palace. Cracking sounds could be heard. Another primordial spirit lamp shattered. This time, it was the broken primordial spirit lamp. It was Xie Duanhuan's origin spirit lamp. Soon after, the demonic bandits issued a bounty in the starry sky. The content is as follows. Anyone who could capture Lin Feng alive would be rewarded with a Grand Emperor grade monarch weapon, 10 types of 3,000 great das, and 10 million immortal stones. Anyone who could kill Lin Feng would be rewarded with an Imperial Lord level Imperial weapon, 5 types of 3,000 great das, and 8 million immortal stones. As soon as the Starry Sky bounty was posted, this immediately caused an uproar in the Starry Sky world. The rewards of the evil demon bandits were simply too generous. Following that, many people inquired about why the evil demon bandits would issue a bounty in the Starry Sky. It quickly disappeared and spread out. It turned out that the young leader of the evil demon bandits, Xie Duanhuan, was killed by Lin Feng. Thus, the leader of the evil demon bandits was furious. He swore that no matter what price he had to pay, he would kill Lin Feng. And he wouldn't kill Lin Feng. He swore not to give up. That was why he issued such a generous bounty in the Starry Sky. Many forces were searching for Lin Feng's whereabouts. However, there were no clues. Lin Feng seemed to have disappeared from the face of the earth. In the dark and cold Starry Sky world, the stars were like silver sand in the sky. Lin Feng landed on a nameless planet. This nameless planet wasn't particularly large. Lin Feng directly drilled into the center of the planet. He was cultivating in seclusion here. As a result, he wasn't afraid of being disturbed. Lin Feng planned to go into seclusion to cultivate the hundreds of types of 3,000 great das he had obtained. Lin Feng's seclusion this time was a little longer. Because he needed to comprehend hundreds of types of 3,000 great das, even with the help of the Lin word. It would take quite a bit of time. In addition, Lin Feng still wanted to comprehend the inheritance of the ancient god of space. If he could comprehend the inheritance of the ancient god of space, then Lin Feng's use of the Tao of space, it would reach an extremely profound level. Now, although Lin Feng had cultivated the Great Void technique, the Great Void technique was somewhat related to the Tao of space. But after all, it wasn't exactly the same. To be precise, the Great Void technique was a branch of the Tao of space. The Tao of space was too complicated, too mysterious, and contained thousands of things. All these years, Lin Feng had been comprehending the inheritance of the ancient god of space. However, it was a pity. The inheritance of the ancient god of space was not that easy to comprehend. Of course, Lin Feng did not give up. All these years, he had been trying to comprehend the inheritance of the ancient god of space. Lin Feng felt that he was getting closer and closer to comprehending the inheritance of the ancient god of space. Lin Feng spent a full 10 years in seclusion this time. In these 10 years, Lin Feng had successfully cultivated all 3,000 great Tao. So now, Lin Feng had already cultivated 1,033 types of the 3,000 great Tao. The tribulation light between Lin Feng's eyebrows was dazzling. It was almost unable to suppress it. "I'm going to break through to the Great Emperor realm," Lin Feng said. He was going to break through. Now, if he chose to break through, Lin Feng felt that there was at least a 70% chance of success. Lin Feng had been looking forward to becoming an emperor for a long time. Now, he could finally break through to this realm. However, at this moment, the demon lord's voice resounded in Lin Feng's mind. "Quickly suppress the tribulation light between your eyebrows. Don't summon the lightning tribulation. Now is not the best time to break through." "Why?" After hearing the demon lord's words, Lin Feng immediately asked. Now, Lin Feng really wanted to break through. He did not want to continue waiting. Your potential has not been fully excavated yet, Yao Jun said. Your current accumulation is indeed strong enough, but you should realize that the light of calamity between your eyebrows can continue to be suppressed. This means that your potential hasn't been fully activated. You can choose to continue accumulating for a period of time. Of course, you can break through now, but I don't recommend it. You can obviously continue accumulating, so why don't you continue accumulating? Although breaking through now will greatly increase your battle strength, it will waste your talent. After all, breaking through to the Great Emperor realm is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Since you only have one chance, you naturally have to do your best. He wanted to continue asking the old man about the mysteries of the Tao of space. Perhaps he could be enlightened. However, when Lin Feng opened his eyes and looked ahead, the old man had already disappeared. Where did he go? Lin Feng couldn't help but frown. Then he sighed. He still had to rely on himself to comprehend the Tao. It was destined that he could not rely on others. Thinking of this, Lin Feng closed his eyes again. He activated the true word of Lin and tried his best to comprehend the great Tao inheritance of the ancient god of space. However, no matter how hard Lin Feng tried, he tried again and again, but he still couldn't comprehend the mysteries of the Tao of space. Lin Feng was still unable to comprehend the Tao. This made Lin Feng feel extremely helpless. I sensed something and entered this illusory world. That's why I was able to see that old man. Logically speaking, I should have been able to comprehend the Tao. However, I still can't comprehend the mysteries of the Tao of space. Where did I go wrong? Lin Feng couldn't help but mutter to himself. At this time, Lin Feng was carefully analyzing every step and process of the Tao of space. He was trying to figure out his understanding of the Tao of space. However, Lin Feng still didn't gain anything. Not long after, a light suddenly flashed in Lin Feng's mind. He thought of a sentence. Sitting cross-legged in the forest, transforming into vegetation, transforming into vegetation. What does that mean? Lin Feng couldn't help but mutter to himself. He vaguely felt that the key to comprehending the Tao this time was this sentence. Could it be that I want to transform into a stalk of grass? A tree? Lin Feng couldn't help but ask. He used the great transformation technique and transformed into a stalk of grass. However, he still didn't gain anything. Lin Feng used the great transformation technique again and transformed into a tree. Still, he didn't gain anything. Lin Feng finally transformed into his original body. I transformed into a stalk of grass and a tree, but I still didn't gain any enlightenment. Why is that? Lin Feng asked rhetorically. A gentle breeze blew over. Lin Feng smelled the fresh smell of grass. He heard the sound of leaves flapping. It was like the most beautiful music. It was very pleasant to the ears. Wild grass covered the mountains and plains. Ancient trees that were full of business. Lin Feng suddenly felt something in his heart. He thought of a poem. Wildfire can't burn it. It grows again when the spring breeze blows. These wild grasses were very ordinary. However, these wild grasses had extremely tenacious vitality. Even if they died again and again, they could still wake up in the next year. Then, they would display even more vigorous vitality. And these ancient trees had flourishing branches. The vitality from the ancient trees continuously flowed into those branches. Lin Feng saw a withered branch. It seemed to be about to die. However, under the nourishment of the ancient tree, the withered branch actually regained vitality and finally sprouted again. The grass is telling me, no matter what happens, never give up the hope of living. The ancient tree is telling me, when it grows into a towering tree, it can protect the people around it. If it reaches out, it can protect countless creatures. Am I right? Lin Feng muttered to himself. At this moment, the old man who disappeared actually appeared again. He still had his back to Lin Feng. Therefore, Lin Feng still couldn't see what the old man looked like. Then, the old man stepped into the distance. Lin Feng followed closely behind the old man. Time passed day by day. It was unknown how much time had passed. Lin Feng, who had been motionless for a long time, finally moved. His body gradually became illusory. But looking carefully, his body didn't become illusory. Looking at the place where Lin Feng was, he found that it was empty. Looking again, Lin Feng seemed to be sitting there again. Everything was so mysterious and unfathomable. This was the inheritance of the space god. Lin Feng opened his eyes. He exhaled a mouthful of turbid air. In that illusory space, after experiencing countless difficulties, he finally comprehended the inheritance of the space god. This made Lin Feng extremely excited. Comprehending the inheritance of the space god was really important. Ha 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 ha! Now even the space god's way of space has been comprehended by me. This is really great. Chapter 3366. Lin Feng took out the storage rings of many great emperors. Then, he began to check the treasures in these storage rings. These great emperors had a lot of good things on them. It was just that emperor-level magic treasures were rare. Now, there was a shortage of materials. These great emperor-level experts wanted to forge their own emperor-level weapons, so they needed to find the materials to forge them. But this was the most difficult. And it was not easy to obtain the emperor-level weapons left behind by the ancient people. It required an extremely heaven-defying opportunity. However, Lin Feng still obtained an emperor-level treasure. Yama Blade. Xie Duanhuan's treasure, a high-level emperor-level weapon with terrifying power. Lin Feng also found another treasure in Xie Duanhuan's storage ring. It was the God's Token. Back at the trade fair, Lin Feng also coveted the God's Token. But unfortunately, the God's Token was exchanged by Xie Duanhuan. Who would have thought? After a while, the God's Token finally fell into Lin Feng's hands. Lin Feng carefully observed the God's Token. This token was the token to open the God's battlefield. It was extremely important. That was the last battle before the innate lifeforms were wiped out. Countless experts participated in it. That battle ultimately led to the end of the era when the innate lifeforms ruled the heavens. Because too many experts had died, countless orthodoxies had lost their inheritance. In the many great eras that followed, cultivation had always been at a low point. Until the appearance of the Master of Gods, cultivation began to rise from decline to prosperity. A long time had passed. The scenes of the past might have long been buried by history. But, in the God's battlefield, there must be countless experts' magic treasures and orthodoxies. I don't know where this God's battlefield is, but since I have the God's Token, I will definitely have the chance to go there in the future. But I don't know what I can get in the God's battlefield. Lin Feng couldn't help but mutter to himself. He was still looking forward to the trip to the God's battlefield. Lin Feng kept the God's Token. He rested for a day. Lin Feng came out of seclusion. After many years of seclusion, the starry sky world was still the same. It was just that after so many years, the forces that had wanted Lin Feng were unable to find Lin Feng's whereabouts. Therefore, many forces gave up on pursuing Lin Feng. The Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship quickly flew through the starry sky world. Lin Feng then added some spatial arrays to the Xianyuan ancient starship. Because of this, the ancient starship Xuanyuan's speed became even faster. It was like jumping through the void. His speed was so fast that people couldn't help but be shocked. And in these years, the starry sky world was extremely restless. Firstly, the Nine Mysteries' great world was becoming more and more chaotic. Many powerful forces had descended upon the Nine Mysterious Great World. Firstly, they wanted to snatch the resources of the Nine Mysterious Great World. Secondly, they wanted to snatch the supreme treasure that the Nine Mysterious Great World's Lord had obtained from the Supreme Divine Court. However, it was said that the supreme treasure was secretly taken away by the Nine Mysteries Realm Lord's clansmen. The clansmen of the Nine Mysteries Realm Lord went into hiding. Currently, many forces were still searching for the Nine Mysteries Realm Lord's clansmen, hoping to find that supreme treasure. The other thing was that the people of the starry sky world were in a state of panic. The other thing was related to the gluttonous god demons. Something happened in the forbidden god world. Many cracks appeared. Many gluttonous god demons escaped from the forbidden god world and destroyed many life planets in the starry sky world. Those gluttonous god demons were extremely cruel. They directly devoured the origin of cultivators to recover their strength. In these years, the cracks in the forbidden god world seemed to be getting bigger and bigger. More and more gluttonous god demons escaped from the forbidden god world. Every year, there would be gluttonous god demons escaping from the forbidden god world. 5 years ago, the gluttonous god demons attacked the universe great world. The universe great world suffered heavy losses. Moreover, the universe great world eventually fell. The universe lord was a terrifying existence. He had no choice but to escape from the universe great world. Lin Feng also received some news about the starry sky world. In particular, the news about the gluttonous god demons shocked him. There is a peerless existence among the gluttonous god demons. It is said that their cultivation has reached great heights. They are even more powerful than the 5 ancestors of the myriad races in the past. On a planet where cultivators gathered, Lin Feng received this news. Although the 5 ancestors of the myriad races had fallen in the 9 continents. But in the past, their reputation shook the entire starry sky world. Even though they had been dead for so many years, many people still had a fearful expression when mentioning the 5 ancestors of the myriad races. Even among the many forces in the outer realms, experts who could reach the level of an emperor lord were extremely rare. No wonder the gluttonous god demons were so powerful. They actually had an emperor-level expert overseeing them. It was indeed terrifying. The emperor-level expert of the gluttonous god demons did not make a move. If that existence had made a move, the universe great world would have been destroyed long ago, a cultivator said. He seemed to know more about the universe great world. Why didn't he make a move? Someone asked curiously. Who knows? Maybe it's because he doesn't care, that cultivator said. The gluttonous god demons became the biggest topic in the starry sky world. It was a headache for countless people. Some of the major forces planned to join forces to deal with the gluttonous god demons. But obviously it was not an easy task to deal with the gluttonous god demons. Lin Feng did not stay on this planet for too long. He soon left. But Lin Feng did not know that he was being watched. Lin Feng, you little bastard! You didn't die in the huge star cluster of the Lanzhou star. This time, you will definitely die in this star cluster. The cultivator in the dark had a sinister look in his eyes. The Forbidden God realm was a special place. It was said to be a special world parallel to the starry sky world. This world. It could be connected to any planet or any starry sky world. Now, in a certain starry sky world, cracking sounds could be heard. The void was cracking. I'm finally going to be free. I'm finally going to be free. An extremely excited voice could be heard from the broken space. This damn place, the Forbidden God realm, can't trap me anymore. Then, that excited voice could be heard again. From the few simple words spoken by the voice, one could tell that the voice was very powerful. The place where the broken space was connected. It turned out to be the Forbidden God realm. Crack, crack. The space was still cracking. Black gas filled the air. A powerful creature was condensed from the black gas. Now, the broken space only cracked open a few cracks. The creature trapped in it escaped. The creature was surrounded by darkness. It was unknown what kind of creature it was. Ha ha ha, I've finally escaped from the Forbidden God realm. I've finally seen the light of day again. Chapter 3367. This was a living being that had escaped from the Forbidden God realm. It was a devouring god fiend. The culinary god demon was shrouded in darkness. Because of this, many cultivators called the culinary god fiend an emissary of hell. The culinary god demon's cultivation was extremely terrifying. even if he had been imprisoned in the Forbidden God realm for tens of thousands of years. The culinary god demon's battle prowess was still terrifying. In the Forbidden God realm, the culinary god demons were one of the most terrifying races. Once these god-eaters escaped from the Forbidden God world, they would be able to escape from the Forbidden God world. It would quickly wreak havoc in the starry sky world. By constantly devouring the origin of all kinds of living beings in the starry sky world, he could increase his strength. And this time, it was no exception. After the culinary god demon broke free, it quickly searched for a life-bearing planet. Mysterious moon planet. On an ordinary planet with life in the starry sky world. The Star Lord was an immortal emperor-level cultivator. After the culinary god demon arrived, boundless darkness covered the sky and shrouded the lunar star. When the darkness fell, mysterious moon Star Lord was startled. Who dares to invade lunar star? Mysterious moon Star Lord snorted coldly and soared into the sky. He quickly flew towards the gluttonous god demon who was hiding in the darkness. The terrifying god-eater demon looked coldly at planet Lord Xianyu. Lowly existence, you are only fit to become my food! Gastronomic god demon looked at mysterious moon planet Lord coldly. Then, endless darkness enveloped mysterious moon planet Lord. The mysterious moon Star Lord, who was an immortal emperor, could only parry the attacks of the god-eating demon. They were completely unable to retaliate. Finally, the mysterious moon Star Lord was killed by the culinary god demon. There were a total of 1.25 billion living beings on the mystic moon planet. But no one escaped. Even the ferocious beasts on the mysterious moon planet couldn't escape and were all devoured by the god-eating demons. Mysterious moon planet. From a bustling planet of life, it had turned into a desolate planet of death. This gluttonous god demon was constantly searching for new targets in the starry sky world. The living beings on the various planets. They were all devoured by the culinary god demon. The culinary god demon's strength was rapidly recovering. In the starry sky world, the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship quickly jumped through space-time. As Lin Feng's understanding of the Tao of space grew deeper and deeper, Lin Feng applied all of these insights to the Xianyuan ancient starship. Recently, he had been studying space-time arrays. Furthermore, all these space-time arrays had been set up on the Xianyuan ancient starship. Therefore, the Xianyuan ancient starry sky battleship's ability grew stronger and stronger. Now, he directly jumped through time and space. Every jump, he was able to instantly leap over 100 miles. At this moment, the ancient starship Xianyuan was currently leaping through the void. After one jump, the Xianyuan ancient starry sky ship needed to rest for a while. Only then could he continue to jump. This was similar to how a cultivator would feel fatigued after an intense battle. After using the void jump, the ancient starship Xianyuan also felt tired. I need to rest. After a good rest. After that, he would be able to perform void jumps. In the starry sky world, the culinary god demon once again devoured all the living beings on a life planet. Boom, boom, boom. The culinary god fiend's body emitted waves of violent waves that were truly shocking. Boundless darkness surrounded the culinary god demon. The starry sky world was a world of darkness to begin with. After stacking the dark energy surging out of the culinary god demon's body, it was so dark that one couldn't even see his own fingers. The culinary god demon's aura grew stronger and stronger. At this moment, the culinary god demon seemed to be undergoing a metamorphosis. I want to recover. I want to recover the strength I had in the past. In the darkness, the culinary god demon couldn't help but roar. Every roar shook heaven and earth. In the darkness, a huge whirlpool was formed. The huge whirlpool, it spun violently. Every time the whirlpool spun, it could absorb essence from all directions. Absorb it. The essence was continuously devoured by the whirlpool and then poured into the culinary god demon's body. Not enough! Still not enough! Far from enough! The culinary god demon roared. The whirlpool continued to grow bigger. Bigger! Bigger still! Even some of the surrounding planets were attracted by the whirlpool. As they neared the whirlpool, bang, 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 suddenly, a series of violent explosions rang out. One planet after another, they directly exploded. After the planets exploded, they produced the purest energy. The pure energy, completely poured into the culinary god demon's body. After an unknown amount of time, finally, the culinary god demon seemed to have completed his breakthrough. His aura became incomparably terrifying. It was many times more terrifying than before. Ha ha ha, not bad, not bad. I've finally recovered to the Imperial Emperor level. The culinary god demon stood in the void and roared excitedly. Recovering to the Imperial Emperor level was only the first step. Next, the culinary god demon believed that he would recover very quickly. Rumble! As soon as the culinary god demon's laughter faded, suddenly, a loud noise shook the sky. In the void, a huge ancient starship rushed out. This ancient starship was none other than the Xianyuan ancient starship. Damn! Why is it so dark outside? Lin Feng couldn't help but mutter. Although the starry sky world was a dark world, the six senses of cultivators were very powerful. Therefore, it didn't affect their vision. But now, the Xianyuan ancient starship jumped out of the void. It actually appeared in the darkness. It was so dark that one couldn't even see their own fingers. Lin Feng was extremely surprised. No! At this moment, Lin Feng heard a terrified cry. In the next moment, the sound of a violent collision was heard. The Xianyuan ancient starship seemed to have crashed into something. Could it have hit someone? The corner of Lin Feng's mouth twitched violently. He hurriedly ran out of the cabin. The Xianyuan ancient starship jumped through the void. Its speed was too fast. Such a fast speed, once it charged, the resulting impact was simply unimaginable. The surroundings were dark, and Lin Feng's vision was obstructed. Therefore, he couldn't see the specific situation in front of him. The darkness is starting to disperse. Lin Feng couldn't help but be surprised. The darkness dispersed. Lin Feng's vision finally returned to normal. The Xianyuan ancient starship had stopped. In front of the Xianyuan ancient starship, there was a large amount of blood mist. I really killed someone! The corner of Lin Feng's mouth twitched violently. He really didn't want to kill someone. It was really an unintentional mistake. It was all because it was so dark here. Right at this moment. This is... The Demon Lord's tone couldn't help but be shocked. What's wrong, Demon Lord? Is there something wrong? Lin Feng couldn't help but ask. The Demon Lord said in a strange tone. The one you killed should be a culinary god demon. Chapter 3368. Lin Feng had already lost count of how many times he had heard about the terrifying existence known as the man-eating demon. However, this was his first time seeing one. Of course, the man-eating demon he saw today could not be considered a true man-eating demon. This was because the man-eating demon's body had already been completely destroyed. This man-eating demon's origin energy is still here. With such a powerful origin energy, it seems to be at least an emperor-level expert. The man-eating demon's origin energy is different from the rest. It will be extremely useful to you. The Demon Lord could not help but say. The man-eating demon's origin energy is different from the rest? Lin Feng revealed an extremely astonished expression. Lin Feng then asked, what's the difference between the man-eating demon's origin energy and the origin energy of other living beings? The Demon Lord said. You will know once you collect the origin energy. Lin Feng nodded and then collected the man-eating demon's origin energy. Something that shocked Lin Feng happened next. The man-eating demon's origin energy. It actually condensed together. It transformed into a fruit. This is... Lin Feng looked at the fruit in shock. The man-eating fruit! It's a special fruit that only the man-eating demon's origin energy can condense into, the Demon Lord said. What's so special about this fruit? Lin Feng could not help but ask. Special! Very special! The man-eating fruit is known as the Emperor Law fruit. the Demon Lord said. Emperor Law Fruit. This was yet another new term. This was the first time Lin Feng had heard of it. What's the use of the Emperor Law Fruit? Lin Feng could not help but ask. The Demon Lord said. The meaning of Emperor Law is very easy to understand. It's the meaning of Emperor Law. After cultivating to the Emperor realm, a cultivator's life form will undergo a complete transformation. At that time, the body will produce Emperor Law. Emperor Law is very special. It contains incomparably terrifying power. Moreover, it is surrounded by countless runes. Thus, it is extremely powerful. The number of Emperor Laws will often affect a cultivator's combat power. Under normal circumstances, only after a boundary Emperor cultivator breaks through to the Great Emperor realm will they condense an Emperor Law. However, if a cultivator consumes the divine fruit, they will be able to refine the Emperor Laws within the divine fruit. As such, even before becoming a great monarch, one would have already mastered the great monarch laws. Once you break through to the martial monarch realm, you can imagine how terrifying your battle strength will be. If a cultivator has enough Emperor Laws in their body, they might be able to challenge sovereigns, saint emperors, and even sovereign lords. After hearing the Demon Lord's words, Lin Feng was deeply shocked. He suddenly thought of the Red World Fairy. The Red World Fairy was so powerful. It had only been a few years since she became a great emperor. She could even compete with great emperors. The reason was not only because the Red World Fairy had cultivated 3,000 great das. I'm afraid there was an even more shocking reason. And that was, the Red World Fairy had refined an Emperor Law. Of course, there are many factors that affect a cultivator's battle strength. An Emperor Law is only one of them, the Demon Lord said. But there is no doubt. If you can refine an Emperor Law, then your battle strength will greatly increase. This unlucky guy who was killed was an Imperial Emperor when he was alive. In other words, his Emperor Law should be at the Imperial Emperor realm. The Emperor Law of a cultivator at this level must be very terrifying. Right now, your cultivation is able to contend against an immortal Emperor realm cultivator. This is almost the limit you can reach. Even though there is only a thin line between an immortal emperor and an imperial emperor realm cultivator. But it is also the difference between heaven and earth. If you can refine an imperial emperor realm Emperor Law, then you will complete your transformation and be able to grasp the power that only an imperial emperor realm cultivator can grasp. At that time, with your methods, it shouldn't be difficult for you to contend against some early-stage imperial emperors. Lin Feng's breathing couldn't help but quicken. Before entering the emperor realm, he could contend against an imperial emperor? It was like listening to a fairy tale. But this was true. This made Lin Feng extremely excited. This was truly a great opportunity. How many Emperor Laws can a cultivator produce in their body at each stage? Lin Feng couldn't help but ask. The Demon Lord said. This varies from person to person. Different individuals will produce different Emperor Laws in their body. Generally speaking, a cultivator at the first heavenly layer of the God Emperor realm can only condense one Emperor Law. A cultivator at the second heavenly layer of the God Emperor realm can condense 3 Emperor Laws. A cultivator at the third heavenly layer of the God Emperor realm can condense 9 Emperor Laws. A cultivator at the fourth heavenly layer of the God Emperor realm can condense 27 Emperor Laws. A cultivator at the fifth heavenly layer of the God Emperor realm can condense 81 Emperor Laws. A cultivator at the sixth heavenly layer of the God Emperor realm can condense 243 Emperor Laws. A cultivator at the seventh heavenly layer of the God Emperor realm can condense 729 Emperor Laws. A cultivator at the eighth heavenly layer of the God Emperor realm can condense 2,187 Emperor Laws. A cultivator at the ninth heavenly layer of the God Emperor realm can condense 6,561 Emperor Laws. A cultivator at the 10th heavenly layer of the God Emperor realm can condense 19,683 Emperor Laws. These are the Emperor Laws condensed by cultivators at the God Emperor realm. If one breaks through to the immortal Emperor realm, the Emperor Laws in one's body will completely transform and fuse together. After these emperor laws fuse together, they will form the immortal emperor laws. The division of emperor laws between cultivators at the immortal emperor realm is the same as the division of emperor laws between cultivators at the god emperor realm. However, the number of emperor laws between different cultivators may be the same. However, because these cultivators have different accumulations, the power of the emperor laws is different. The power of one emperor law condensed by some monstrous cultivators may be even more terrifying than the power of tens of thousands of other emperor laws. Hearing this, Lin Feng couldn't help but nod his head. He was very clear about this point. Just like the magic power in Lin Feng's body, it might be even stronger than all the magic power in the body of a cultivator at the same level. The Demon Lord continued, "What I just said is only for ordinary cultivators. Those monstrous cultivators may have some other changes in the emperor laws in their bodies due to various opportunities. Before breaking through to the great emperor realm, refining emperor laws is very useful for raising one's cultivation level." "Do you know why?" the Demon Lord suddenly asked. Lin Feng shook his head. The Demon Lord continued, "For example, if you refine one emperor law now, when you break through to the great emperor realm, you will actually have 2 emperor laws in your body. When you break through to the great emperor realm, the emperor law you obtain from someone else will gradually be assimilated and eventually become one of the emperor laws in your body. When you break through from the first sky of the divine emperor realm to the second sky of the divine emperor realm, your body will have 6 emperor laws instead of 3. When you break through from the second sky of the divine emperor realm to the third sky of the divine emperor realm, your body will have 18 emperor laws instead of 9. In other words, these emperor laws will increase exponentially as your cultivation level increases. Therefore, before you break through to the great emperor realm, the more emperor laws you refine, the better. This will have an unimaginable effect on your future." Lin Feng couldn't help but take a deep breath. The emperor laws he refined from others could actually split into more emperor laws as his cultivation level increased. This was too heaven-defying. Chapter 3369. An Imperial Lord Level Emperor Law. It was extremely terrifying. Of course, the more the better. This depends on the Imperial Lord level Emperor realm of the heaven-eating god demon that was killed. The higher the realm, the more Imperial Lord level Great Emperor laws it contains after death, the Demon Lord said. Then I'll refine this divine eating fruit and see how many Emperor laws there are. Lin Feng smiled. He returned to the cabin. He carefully observed this divine eating fruit. Lin Feng immediately discovered. This divine eating fruit was actually emitting a series of thumping sounds. It was like the sound of a heart beating. The divine eating fruit was extremely extraordinary. It made Lin Feng extremely shocked. Lin Feng circulated the immemorial dragonesque elephant art. He began to refine the medicinal power of the divine eating fruit. Under the refinement of the immemorial dragonesque elephant art, a shocking scene appeared. The medicinal power of the divine eating fruit was gradually refined into the purest energy. Lin Feng began to devour the medicinal power of the divine eating fruit. As the medicinal power of the divine eating fruit was gradually devoured by Lin Feng's magic power began to increase. His magic power became stronger and stronger. Stronger and stronger. Lin Feng revealed a look of joy. As his magic power continued to increase, Lin Feng's combat strength also continued to increase. After all the medicinal power of the divine eating fruit was refined, Lin Feng immediately discovered an emperor law floating in front of him. There's only one emperor law. It seems that the heaven-eating god demon that was killed was an early-stage imperial emperor, the Demon Lord said. The early-stage imperial emperor usually referred to the first, second, and third stages of the imperial emperor realm. An emperor law was extraordinary. However, the emperor law condensed from the divine eating fruit was only a part of the emperor law in the heaven-eating god demon's body. For example, if a heaven-eating god demon at the third stage of the imperial emperor realm had 9 emperor laws, after he died, the heaven-eating god demon turned into a divine eating fruit. Theoretically speaking, the divine eating fruit could condense 9 emperor laws at most. But in reality, that was not the case. The emperor law condensed from the divine eating fruit was far less than the one this heaven-eating god-demon had. It was just as the demon lord had guessed. This culinary god-fiend was indeed an early-stage imperial emperor when he was alive. To be precise, he was only at the second firmament of the imperial lord realm. This culinary god might have been extremely powerful when he was imprisoned in the god-forbidden realm. But after a long time, his cultivation base, he had already fallen down. Before he was killed, he had just broken through the shackles of the imperial emperor realm. Then, he took the opportunity to climb up another step. In the end, his cultivation stopped at the second heaven of the imperial emperor realm. However, as soon as he broke through, the ancient starry sky ship, Xianyuan, rammed him to death. He was really unlucky. Lin Feng began to refine this imperial lord-level emperor law. Suddenly, the emperor law vibrated with a terrifying ripple, and the terrifying ripple slammed into Lin Feng. Emperors were terrifying. He was unwilling to be refined by Lin Feng. Lin Feng was injured by the terrifying power of this emperor law. His face was extremely pale. He almost spat out a mouthful of blood. A cold glint flashed in his eyes. "You're dead! An ownerless object still dares to struggle? You're overestimating yourself!" As soon as he finished speaking, powerful dermic powers surged into the Emperor's law, suppressing it. The Emperor law struggled more and more. But after all, it was just a law. It didn't have its own consciousness. The struggle from before was just an instinctive reaction. Therefore, it was impossible for this Emperor law to completely resist Lin Feng's refinement. In the end, this Emperor law was suppressed by Lin Feng. Then, Lin Feng began to refine this Emperor law with all his might. Refining an Emperor law was not an easy task, especially when the one Lin Feng was refining was from an Imperial Lord-level expert. It was even more difficult to refine such a powerful Emperor law. Lin Feng tried many times before he gradually formed a special connection with the Emperor law. With this mysterious special connection, the Emperor law no longer resisted Lin Feng's refinement. This made Lin Feng extremely happy. The Emperor law no longer resisted his refinement. This was the first step in refining the Emperor law. A journey of 1,000 miles. It began with a single step. The first step. It was the beginning of success. Time passed. Half a month passed in the blink of an eye. Finally, this Emperor law was refined by Lin Feng. A terrifying strength emerged from Lin Feng's body, which made the earth and sky lose color. That power. It was simply too terrifying. That power came from the terrifying power contained in the Emperor law. That was the power of an Imperial Lord-level gluttonous god-demon. One had to know that the gluttonous god-demon was an extremely terrifying creature. His combat strength far surpassed cultivators of the same level. The gluttonous god-demon could even easily challenge those of a higher level. From this, one could see how powerful the gluttonous god-demon was. Such a tyrannical existence, his Emperor law. It also far surpassed the Emperor law of the same level. Perhaps a single Emperor law of the gluttonous god-demon was stronger than a few or even dozens of Emperor laws of the second heaven of the Imperial Emperor realm. This was just like how Lin Feng would break through the Emperor law in the future. After condensing the Emperor law, his Emperor law would be many times stronger than the Emperor law of the same level. Ha ha ha, I've finally refined this Emperor law. I can feel an unimaginable power brewing in my body. That power should be the power of an Imperial Lord-level Emperor law, right? In the past, I could at most fight against peak immortal emperors. I couldn't fight against Imperial Lord-level experts. Now that I've refined this Emperor law, I can finally challenge Imperial Lord-level experts. Lin Feng couldn't help but say excitedly. The Demon Lord said, "The gluttonous god-demon's Emperor law is very violent. That's why you spent so much time refining the gluttonous god-demon's Emperor law. If it were any other cultivator, their body wouldn't be able to withstand the violent power of the Emperor law. In the end, their body would self-destruct." The requirements for refining the gluttonous god demon's emperor law are too strict. But for you, this isn't too serious. Now that so many gluttonous god demons have appeared in the starry sky world, to others, these gluttonous god demons are as terrifying as the death god that walked out of hell. But for you, these gluttonous god demons are the greatest opportunity to increase your cultivation. After hearing the demon lord's words, Lin Feng's heart immediately palpitated. The demon lord's words were simply too true. Every time he refined a gluttonous god demon's emperor law, his battle strength would greatly increase. The gluttonous god demon's emperor law would naturally be refined as soon as possible. Because refining a gluttonous god demon's emperor law, his accumulations would be even more powerful. Before breaking through to the imperial lord level, the more powerful his accumulations were, the more his battle strength would increase after breaking through. His potential would also be greater. Since that's the case, I'll look for gluttonous god demons in the starry sky world. Then, I'll hunt them down and refine their emperor laws to increase my cultivation. Lin Feng revealed a smile. The ancient starship Xianyuan quickly flew through the starry sky world. Lin Feng, on the other hand, was lost in thought. Chapter 3370. These are the two group accounts of the Archean Dragonesque Elephant Art. Everyone add them. Also, the Archean Dragonesque Elephant Art's side story. For example, the side stories of some characters were posted on Old Steamed Bun's WeChat public account. Search for Wang Zai Old Steamed Bun on WeChat public account and click follow. You can see all kinds of side stories. Tonight, we will release the Mysterious Metal Boxes side story. Everyone, at Old Steamed Bun's WeChat public account. Thank you, everyone. I hope that everyone will support the Archean Dragonesque Elephant Art. Everyone had 12 yuan, but it was the money Old Steamed Bun used to support his family. Chapter 3371. Refining the God-eating Devil Emperor was a way to increase his combat strength. Lin Feng was probably the only one who could do such a crazy thing. However, it was not an easy task to find the ogres in the vast starry sky world. Lin Feng searched for more than 10 days but did not find any trace of the ogres. On this day, Lin Feng saw a life planet in the distance. He flew towards the life planet. When Lin Feng landed on the life planet, he was shocked to find that the life planet had been destroyed. The life planet in its heyday. People came and went. It was bustling with noise and excitement. Now, it had become a dead land. The cries of malicious spirits could be heard everywhere. During the day, they could even see ghosts roaming about. Even a life-bearing planet has been destroyed. What exactly happened? Lin Feng could not help but mutter to himself. He felt that this place was not simple. Lin Feng landed in an ancient city. The ancient city was eerily quiet. There were many stalls on the streets. The doors of the shops were even open. But there was no one. He could only see some wandering malicious spirits. Screech! Those malicious spirits let out sharp and ear-piercing cries. Then, the malicious spirits bared their fangs and brandished their claws, directly pouncing towards Lin Feng. Lin Feng's expression was indifferent. He waved his hand. Swish! A light flashed. Suddenly, the ghost-raising jar flew out. Huff, huff, huff! A powerful devouring force gushed out from the ghost-raising jar. One by one, the malicious ghosts were enveloped by the powerful devouring force. Then, they were directly devoured by the ghost-raising jar. Previously, Lin Feng had activated the ghost-raising jar to devour tens of thousands of malicious spirits in the 10,000 Ghosts banner. Now, Lin Feng continued to activate the ghost-raising jar to devour the malicious spirits on this planet. Lin Feng felt that perhaps it wouldn't take long. He would be able to cultivate the third Ghost Emperor. Soon, the malicious spirits in an ancient city were all devoured by the ghost-raising jar. Four Seasons Restaurant! Lin Feng stopped in front of a restaurant. Four Seasons Restaurant. That was the name of the restaurant. When Lin Feng arrived at the Four Seasons restaurant's kitchen, he found that the charcoal under the kitchen stove was still warm. It hasn't been extinguished for a long time. It seems that the calamity on this planet happened in the past few days. Lin Feng couldn't help muttering to himself. Although the scale of this planet was not particularly large, it would not be a problem for hundreds of millions or even billions of people to live here. Now, on such a planet, all of the creatures had disappeared without a trace, leaving no clues behind. It was just too strange. This filled Lin Feng's heart with doubts and puzzlement. What exactly happened? Lin Feng entered the depths of the ancient city. In the depths, there was a huge palace. This palace was called Floating Palace. Lin Feng guessed. The owner of this palace should be the owner of this planet. Lin Feng entered the Floating Palace. There were many palaces. Lin Feng passed through one palace after another. Finally, he passed through 18 palaces. In the depths of the 18 palaces, there was another palace. The door of this palace was a stone door. The stone door on the left had a drawing of a giant dragon. The stone door on the right had a drawing of a white tiger. The two drawings were vivid and lifelike. Whether it was the giant dragon or the white tiger, they seemed to want to rush out of the murals. These two drawings, it was really shocking. Lin Feng tried to push open the stone door. However, the stone door was thick and heavy. He actually couldn't push it open. The legendary Dragon Tiger Stone, the Demon Lord said. Dragon Tiger Stone? What kind of stone is this? Lin Feng couldn't help but ask curiously. Before this, he had never heard of this stone. The Demon Lord said. Rumor has it that the Dragon Tiger Stone is one of the most mysterious ancient stones. There is a rumor that the place where the Dragon Tiger Stone was born is also the place where the heaven-shaking stone steel was born. Oh? There is such a rumor? Lin Feng couldn't help but be shocked. The Demon Lord said. Whether the rumor is true or not is still unclear for the time being. However, the Dragon Tiger Stone is indeed an amazing treasure. What can this thing be used for? Lin Feng asked. Naturally, it can be used to forge treasures. The effect is the best. It can be used for both offense and defense, and its power is great, the Demon Lord said. Forge treasures? Since it can forge treasures, why didn't the owner of this floating palace use the Dragon Tiger Stone to forge powerful treasures for his own use? Lin Feng asked doubtfully. The Demon Lord said. I think it's not that the cultivator is unwilling to forge the Dragon Tiger Stone into treasures, but that he doesn't have the ability. What do you mean? Lin Feng continued to ask. The Demon Lord said. The Dragon Tiger Stone is too hard. Ordinary people can't smelt the Dragon Tiger Stone at all, let alone forge treasures with it. If you want to smelt the Dragon Tiger Stone, you either need to have an extremely powerful cultivation or borrow some external power. For example, borrow the power of heavenly fire. However, heavenly fire is too rare. Borrowing the power of heavenly fire is unrealistic for countless cultivators. So that's how it is. Lin Feng couldn't help but nod. The owner of the floating palace had only occupied such a small planet to cultivate. Obviously, this person's cultivation wasn't very high. Even if he was a great emperor, Lin Feng guessed. The owner was probably a beginner great emperor. Therefore, he couldn't forge the Dragon Tiger Stone into his own treasures. Look carefully at the two pictures. You'll see that the dragon and white tiger images weren't drawn on, but appeared on their own. The Demon Lord continued. Hearing that, Lin Feng moved closer and looked carefully. He found that it was exactly as the Demon Lord had said. The images of the giant dragon and the white tiger were not drawn on the wall. Instead, they were the images of immortal stones. The two pictures were formed by the Dragon Tiger Stone itself. It was too magical. You've now forged the Primal Chaos Ancient Lamp. But have you ever thought of forging another life origin magic treasure? The Demon Lord suddenly asked. Forge another life origin magic treasure? Lin Feng couldn't help but widen his eyes. What was going on? He remembered. A cultivator's life. He could only forge one life origin magic treasure. Lin Feng couldn't help but ask, "Can't a cultivator only forge one life origin magic treasure?" The Demon Lord said, "That's not right. To be precise, a cultivator can forge a few life origin magic treasures depending on how many primordial spirits they have. Because a cultivator's primordial spirit and life origin magic treasure are connected. You have one main primordial spirit and 3 auxiliary primordial spirits. In other words, in theory, you can forge 4 life origin magic treasures at most." Lin Feng couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. Then, he revealed a look of joy. He could actually forge 4 life origin magic treasures. This was too shocking. Chapter 3372. The Demon Lord's words made Lin Feng's heart palpitate. 1 main primordial spirit. 3 main primordial spirits. A total of 4 primordial spirits could be forged into 4 life source magic treasure. The life source magic treasure was too important to cultivators. The more one reached the later stages of cultivation, the role of the life source magic treasure became more and more obvious. Of course, the prerequisite was that the level of the life source magic treasure he forged was strong enough. It was not an easy task to forge the life source magic treasure into an invincible treasure. The requirements for the materials were too high. For example, the Primal Chaos Ancient Lamp that Lin Feng forged was forged with the Primal Chaos Ancestral Qi as the main material. After that, it was fused with the Dark Yellow Ancestral Qi and other treasures. Lin Feng's Primal Chaos Ancient Lamp was so powerful. And now that it had broken through to the Emperor Weapon, he believed that it would definitely break through to the Immortal Weapon in the future. The magic treasure that could truly help cultivators was a magic treasure like the Primal Chaos Ancient Lamp. Of course, it was too difficult to forge a magic treasure like the Primal Chaos Ancient Lamp. The main reason was that the materials were hard to find. However, a material like the Dragon Tiger Stone was a rare refining material. This stone material came from the same place as the stone material that created the heaven-shaking stone tablet. Although it couldn't compare to the stone material that created the heaven-shaking stone tablet. But it was heaven-defying enough. One could imagine. Once this material was forged into a life source magic treasure. Perhaps, this treasure could also be upgraded to the Immortal Weapon level in the future. A magic treasure forged from a material like the Dragon Tiger Stone might not be comparable to the Primal Chaos Ancient Lamp in the future. But it wasn't far off. Following that, Lin Feng thought about how to remove the Dragon Tiger Stone. This stone door was divided into 2 doors, left and right. Now that the 2 doors were combined, it was extremely difficult to open them. After Lin Feng studied for a while, he still couldn't figure out a way to open the stone door. In the end, Lin Feng's gaze landed on the diagram of the giant dragon and white tiger. The diagram of the giant dragon and white tiger. They echoed from afar. Was there some kind of special connection between them? Lin Feng didn't want to think about it. He was an extremely observant person. In addition, he had an extremely profound understanding of formations. Therefore, he could often find some clues. This time, Lin Feng discovered that the key to opening the stone door was the dragon and tiger diagram. It was a rune that formed the image of a dragon and a tiger. They were connected together. Mysterious and unfathomable. Taking a closer look, one could see that the runes were on 2 different stone doors, but the runes were different. However, there was a special connection between them. "Let me draw a rune to connect the runes on the 2 stone doors." Lin Feng could not help but mutter to himself. He tried to draw a rune on the 2 stone doors. As for this rune, it connected the 2 doors together. To be precise, it should have connected the giant dragon and the white tiger together. Roar! The giant dragon let out a long roar. Roar! The white tiger's roar resounded throughout the world. His voice shook the heavens and the earth. Finally, something shocking happened. The huge dragon and the white tiger rushed out of the stone door. After circling around Lin Feng smiled. he returned to the stone door again. Lin Feng was astonished when he saw what had just happened. He was astonished. He couldn't believe what had just happened. The world was so big. There were all kinds of strange things. This sentence was indeed incomparably correct. What Lin Feng saw fully confirmed the correctness of that sentence. After the huge dragon and the white tiger flew back to the stone door, they retracted and entered the interior of the stone door. Lin Feng revealed a surprised expression and could not help but mutter to himself. "Can I open the stone door now?" He stepped forward. He attacked again. He tried to open the stone door. Rumble! Rumble! This time, the stone door made a violent grinding sound. Lin Feng's face revealed a surprised expression. Because the stone door was really shaken by him. It seemed that the stone door was about to be opened. Crack! Crack! The stone door violently rubbed against the ground. Finally, the stone door was gradually pushed open by Lin Feng. However, the stone door had just been pushed open by Lin Feng by a gap of more than a meter. At this moment, a black shadow rushed out. The speed of the black shadow was so fast that it made one speechless. The black shadow stretched out its sharp claws and clawed at Lin Feng's chest. That terrifying claw lightly scratched. It seemed to be able to tear the void apart. Lin Feng's expression changed slightly. There was actually a living creature behind the stone door. He could not help but be shocked. The other party suddenly launched a sneak attack. It was too late to react to this attack. Therefore, Lin Feng hurriedly used the heaven patching technique. He borrowed another chance from the heavens. Lin Feng dodged the claws of the black silhouette again and again. The next moment, Lin Feng appeared 20 meters away. The black shadow could not help but let out an angry roar when its attack missed. Gluttonous god fiend! When Lin Feng saw the existence that attacked, his eyes suddenly lit up. That black shadow. It was actually a gluttonous god fiend. If one had not seen a gluttonous god fiend before, they naturally would not be able to recognize it. After all, it was pitch black and one could not tell what it was. However, Lin Feng had eaten the gluttonous god fiend fruit before. Therefore, he recognized the gluttonous god fiend. Lin Feng spent a long time looking for the gluttonous god fiend, but he was unable to find its whereabouts. Today, he actually saw a gluttonous god fiend here. This made Lin Feng extremely excited. In Lin Feng's opinion, the gluttonous god fiend was a peerless opportunity to increase his cultivation. Lowly human cultivator! You were actually able to dodge this lord's attack. This lord is truly astonished. But next time, don't even think about dodging this lord's attack. You will undoubtedly die. As soon as its voice fell, the gluttonous god fiend directly charged at Lin Feng. This gluttonous god fiend was as fast as lightning. Its sharp claws once again swiped at Lin Feng. Moreover, this gluttonous god fiend's body emitted a dark power. The darkness directly enveloped the floating palace. This dark power was very terrifying. If a cultivator was swallowed by the darkness, move, speed, combat power, they would all be greatly suppressed. This point, it was very similar to Lin Feng's magnetic field. Whoosh! Cold light flashed. The gluttonous god fiend's sharp claws, it had already arrived in front of Lin Feng. If the gluttonous god fiend's claws were to land on him, his body would be crushed by the gluttonous god fiend's claws. An incomparably contemptuous expression flashed across the gluttonous god fiend's eyes. In the gluttonous god fiend's opinion, this human cultivator in front of him, there was no way he could escape. He would undoubtedly die. At this moment, Lin Feng made his move. He threw a punch at the gluttonous god fiend. That terrifying power suddenly erupted. After sensing the power erupting from Lin Feng's body, the gluttonous god fiend's expression changed abruptly. The claws that were originally swiping at Lin Feng changed its attack pattern. It directly slashed at Lin Feng. Bang! Lin Feng and the gluttonous god fiend collided. Crack, crack. Chapter 3373. The The gluttonous god demon let out an incomparably shrill scream. He took on Lin Feng's terrifying attack. The gluttonous god demon was heavily injured. "You're a human cultivator who hasn't even entered the great emperor realm. How can you be so powerful?" The gluttonous god demon looked at Lin Feng in disbelief after being injured. A human expert. The gluttonous god demon had seen him before. However, a monster like this young human in front of him. The gluttonous god demon had never seen him before. Even some of the princes of the gluttonous god demon imperial family before entering the great emperor realm. It was very difficult for them to have such terrifying fighting strength. However, this human cultivator in front of him had such terrifying fighting strength. The gluttonous god demon couldn't help but be deeply shocked. He was a 4th stage god emperor realm gluttonous god demon. Because the gluttonous god demon clan was incomparably powerful. In addition, when he was at his peak in the past, this gluttonous god demon had the fighting strength of a holy emperor realm gluttonous god demon. Therefore, although his cultivation level had dropped, with his race's talent and past experience, it was even possible for him to defeat an immortal emperor realm expert. But now, he had only clashed with a young human cultivator once. He had suffered such serious injuries. The gluttonous god demon couldn't accept it at all. Lin Feng said indifferently. "I only used less than 10% of my fighting strength just now." After hearing Lin Feng's words, the gluttonous god demon's mouth couldn't help but twitch violently. Lin Feng's words, he naturally didn't believe it. Less than 10% of his fighting strength. How could he be so powerful? Who was he trying to fool? "Kid! You're bragging to the heavens. Today, I'll let you know how powerful I am." The gluttonous god demon looked coldly at Lin Feng. He had some extremely powerful techniques. These techniques. They were all trump cards. Therefore, unless he had no other choice, he wouldn't use them normally. But now, the gluttonous god demon knew. He had no choice but to use these powerful techniques to deal with this young human cultivator. Although this young human cultivator was good at bragging, however, his strength was indeed extraordinary. Darkness descends. Suddenly, the culinary god fiend let out a deep roar. The next moment, boundless dark power surged out of the gluttonous god fiend's body. At this moment, the dark energy that surged out of his body was very different from the dark energy that had surged out before. The dark power that had gushed out earlier, although it was also extremely terrifying, it was far from being comparable to the power of darkness at this moment. And what surprised Lin Feng was that, he realized, the culinary god demon had actually disappeared. Lin Feng's divine will was constantly searching for the gluttonous god demon. He clearly felt that the gluttonous god demon should be here. However, no matter how hard Lin Feng searched for the gluttonous god demon, he found nothing. The situation was extremely strange. Lin Feng couldn't help but frown. The demon lord said, "The gluttonous god demon has fused with the darkness. He has become a part of the darkness. This is an extremely terrifying technique that the gluttonous god demons possess." After hearing the demon lord's words, Lin Feng's heart couldn't help but tremble slightly. The gluttonous god demon's techniques were truly terrifying, as expected of a race that could threaten the entire starry sky world. Of course, Lin Feng wasn't afraid at all, because Lin Feng had a way to deal with the gluttonous god demon's techniques. Triple magnetic field superposition. Lin Feng activated Era Hockey, White Tiger Hockey, and Supreme Hockey at the same time. The triple hockey superposition. It formed a powerful magnetic field. It protected Lin Feng within it. Just as the magnetic field was activated, behind him, there was a muffled sound of collision. The gluttonous god demon, who had turned into darkness, attacked Lin Feng. However, it was blocked by Lin Feng's magnetic field. The timing of Lin Feng's magnetic field was truly impeccable. If it was a little later, he might have been injured by the gluttonous god demon. Lin Feng said with an indifferent expression. "Do you think that I can't deal with you just because you're hiding in the darkness?" The gluttonous god demon didn't answer Lin Feng. The gluttonous god demon turned into darkness. He observed from the darkness. He was looking for Lin Feng's weakness. Then, he wanted to launch a sure-kill attack on Lin Feng. At this moment, Lin Feng was walking forward in the darkness. God said, "Let there be light." Thus, there was light in this world. I am the embodiment of the great Tao of light. I am the messenger that dispels the darkness. Great light, dispel the darkness. Let this world return to the world of light. A series of low and deep voices suddenly rang out. Next, Lin Feng raised his right hand. Suddenly, his right hand changed. His right hand became dazzling and resplendent. It was so bright. The light was so dazzling. Lin Feng used the great light. This was one of the 3,000 great Taos. It was also one of the 1,033 types of the 3,000 great Taos that he cultivated. This great light was capable of dispelling all darkness. At that moment, Lin Feng had used it. The surrounding darkness, it was gradually being dispelled. "You!" The gluttonous god demon's hoarse voice could be heard. There was a hint of fear in his voice. Lin Feng's great light completely countered his descent of darkness. A streak of black light rushed out under the cover of the darkness. He wanted to take advantage of the fact that the darkness had not been completely dispelled to escape. However, Lin Feng had been paying attention to the situation outside. It wanted to escape under Lin Feng's nose. It was simply daydreaming. Lin Feng sneered. "Gluttonous god demon! You won't be able to escape! I want to kill you and refine your emperor laws. How can I let you escape so easily?" As soon as he finished speaking, endless chi condensed and shot toward the fleeing streak of black light. Bang! A muffled sound of impact was heard. The streak of black light collided with Lin Feng's endless chi. The streak of black light was beaten back to its original form. "Ah! Who are you?" The gluttonous god demon roared in fear. Lin Feng's strength made him feel a deep sense of despair. "I'm the one who will kill you," Lin Feng said indifferently. "Our gluttonous god demon clan has an emperor-level expert. If you dare to kill me, you won't have a good ending. Why don't we both take a step back?" The gluttonous god demon shouted. "So what if you're an emperor-level expert? Perhaps it won't be long before an emperor-level expert dies in my hands." Lin Feng's expression was indifferent as he charged forward. He directly used the Supreme Reincarnation Fist to attack the gluttonous god demon. 3 consecutive punches were thrown. Bang! Chapter 3374. Refine! After killing the gluttonous god demon, Lin Feng opened his hand and began refining the final blood mist left behind by the gluttonous god demon. The bloody mist left behind by the gluttonous god demon turned into a gluttonous divine fruit. Now, no matter what level of emperor law it was, Lin Feng did not reject it. Even if it was a first heaven god emperor's emperor law. Even if it was an emperor law, it would still be extremely useful to Lin Feng. After Lin Feng collected the gluttonous god fruit, he did not immediately refine it. This place was not the place to refine the gluttonous god fruit. He opened the 2 stone doors completely, and carefully studied them. He found that the 2 stone doors were embedded into the palace, and could be easily removed. Pun! 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 Lin Feng punched out 3 times in a row. The left stone door moved. It left the range of the door frame. After Lin Feng removed it, he kept it in his mountain river ring. Following that, pung pung pung, Lin Feng punched out 3 more times. The right stone door moved. Lin Feng did the same and removed the right stone door. Both stone doors were removed by Lin Feng. Following that, Lin Feng entered the deepest part of the palace. There were large amounts of treasures here. For example, immortal stones of various quality were piled up like mountains. Apart from that, there were many refining materials. Immortal iron, god stones, natural treasures, etc. This palace should be a treasure trove built by the floating palace's owner. Lin Feng naturally did not hold back. He kept all the treasures in his mountain river ring. Following that, Lin Feng returned to the Xianyuan Ancient Starry Sky ship. The Xianyuan Ancient Starry Sky ship soared into the sky. It flew towards outer space. Its speed was as fast as lightning. One! At this moment, Lin Feng discovered that two things in the mountain river ring were emitting intense fluctuations. Lin Feng used his spiritual will to investigate. When he saw the item emitting the fluctuations, he revealed an extremely shocked expression. The two treasures emitting the fluctuations were actually the two fire demon talismans that Lin Feng obtained before. Fire demon talisman. One of the 72 martial talismans. Martial talismans were very special. It had a huge impact on cultivators. This was because martial talismans could allow a cultivator's martial soul to evolve. Lin Feng's martial soul had already undergone 2 evolutions. Therefore, his martial spirit had increased from 1 devouring martial spirit to 5. If he could find a new talisman, at that time, he would still be able to borrow a new talisman. Once again, his martial soul evolved. If Lin Feng's martial soul were to evolve once more, the 5 devouring martial spirits might be able to evolve into 6 or even 7. The devouring martial spirit was extremely important to Lin Feng. For example, Lin Feng's 5 times dragon elephant arm. It was the devouring martial spirit that played a crucial role. If Lin Feng's devouring martial spirit had 6 or even 7 martial spirits, in that case, when he displayed the arm of dragon and elephant, it would be even more powerful. At that time, it would no longer be the 5 times dragon elephant arm. Instead, it was 6 times dracophant arms or 7 times dracophant arms. The fire demon talisman is acting strangely. What's going on? Could it be that these 2 fire demon talismans have sensed the location of the 3rd fire demon talisman? Lin Feng thought of a possibility. Then, he couldn't help but feel a rush of excitement. Martial talismans were too precious. To collect a complete set of martial talismans was as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Lin Feng had always wanted to obtain a complete set of martial talismans. However, this was easier said than done. But now, Lin Feng saw the hope of gathering the fire demon talismans again. Lin Feng carefully observed the fire demon talisman. He wanted to rely on the fire demon talisman's reaction to find the 3rd fire demon talisman. However, at this time, Lin Feng's 2 fire demon talismans no longer emitted any fluctuations. He became ordinary and mediocre. What's going on? Could it be that the reaction to the fire demon talisman has disappeared? Lin Feng couldn't help but be puzzled. After a long time, there was still no movement from the 2 fire demon talismans. Lin Feng couldn't help but sigh, and said, "It seems that they really have lost their connection. It's such a pity. It seems that the time to obtain the 3rd fire demon talisman is not ripe yet." Although the 2 fire demon talismans had lost their connection to the 3rd fire demon talisman. But Lin Feng believed it, since he had already sensed it for the first time. Then, in the future, he would be able to sense it for the 2nd time, or even the 3rd or 4th time. As long as the 2 fire demon talismans on him could sense the location of the 3rd fire demon talisman from time to time, Lin Feng believed it. It was only a matter of time before he obtained the 3rd fire demon talisman. Lin Feng kept the 2 fire demon talismans. Then, Lin Feng took out the divine eating fruit. Lin Feng began to refine the medicinal power of the divine eating fruit. The pure energy contained in the divine eating fruit was steadily increasing Lin Feng's battle prowess. After the pure energy had been completely refined, Yi Zichen's eyes lit up. Only the Emperor Law of the Divine Lord level was left. What made Lin Feng happy was that there were actually 3 Emperor Law of the Divine Lord level. Every Emperor Law. They were all emitting intense fluctuations. Lin Feng couldn't help but reveal a pleasantly surprised expression on his face. What a pleasant surprise. 3 Emperor Laws. How much would his battle prowess increase? Lin Feng began to refine the 3 Emperor Laws. After the experience of refining the Emperor Law for the first time, at this moment, he refined the Emperor Law again. It was much easier than the first time. Lin Feng only used a mere 10 days of the stone sword to successfully refine all 3 emperor laws. After successfully refining the 3 emperor laws, Yi Zichen's eyes lit up. Lin Feng felt that his battle prowess had soared once again. What made Lin Feng extremely happy was that, refining the emperor law would not make the lightning tribulation light between his eyebrows stronger. It seemed, only by cultivating the 3,000 great Tao would the lightning tribulation light between his eyebrows become stronger, breaking through the emperor realm and breaking through other realms. It was somewhat different. After refining the 3 emperor laws, Lin Feng had already refined 4 emperor laws. An imperial lord level emperor law. 3 emperor god level emperor laws. Lin Feng's battle prowess. He didn't know how many times it had increased. Lin Feng didn't plan to forge the Dragon Tiger Stone into a natal magic treasure for the time being. This was because refining the Dragon Tiger Stone was very difficult. It would take a long time to forge a precious material like the Dragon Tiger Mountain into a natal magic treasure. And Lin Feng was currently traveling in the starry sky. He was searching for traces of the God Eater. He didn't have that much time to refine the Dragon Tiger Stone. After he became an emperor, he would have time. The ancient starship Xianyuan continued to fly quickly in the starry sky world. Lin Feng entered a starry sky world. That starry sky world. The starry sky was endless. Along the way, Lin Feng encountered many cultivators. On this day, a great battle broke out above a planet. 2 beautiful female cultivators were engaged in a fierce battle. When he saw one of the female cultivators, Chapter 3375. Witch Guan Guan. It turned out to be this woman. Lin Feng met the witch Guan Guan in the battlefield of geniuses. In Lin Feng's impression, Guan Guan was a passionate and bold woman with a hot and charming figure. However, after parting on the battlefield of geniuses, Lin Feng never saw Guan Guan again. Later, he found out that the cultivators of the Saint Devil Palace had all gone to the 9 regions great world. However, in the 9 regions great world, Lin Feng also couldn't see Guan Guan. After many years, Guan Guan was as beautiful as ever. She was still that peerless demoness who could mesmerize people to death. And the female cultivator who was fighting with Guan Guan was also extremely beautiful. The female cultivator was dressed in white, which made her look very otherworldly. However, she always had a cold expression on her face, as if she didn't want strangers to come close. The cold female cultivator's cultivation was extremely powerful. Of course, Guan Guan's cultivation was also tyrannical enough. The 2 were locked in a fierce battle. The ancient starship Xianyuan stopped in the starry sky world. Lin Feng stood on the deck and looked at the witch Guan Guan and said, "Why are the 2 fairies fighting together? This starry sky world is so dangerous. If the 2 of you are injured, others may find an opportunity to take advantage of." After hearing this voice, the 2 women turned their heads. The cold female cultivator couldn't help but frown slightly when she saw Lin Feng. Although the cultivator in front of her was very young, and his cultivation didn't seem to have broken through to the emperor realm, but he still gave her a feeling of extreme danger. The cold female cultivator didn't know why she had such a feeling in the depths of her heart. She always felt that the man in front of her was not as simple as he seemed. When the witch Guan Guan saw Lin Feng, she showed an extremely surprised expression. Then, her lips curled up slightly. Then, she revealed a mesmerizing smile. Even after many years, when the witch Guan Guan saw Lin Feng again, she still recognized Lin Feng's identity at a glance. Many years passed. Lin Feng's expression didn't change. "Husband! Why aren't you coming to help me deal with this woman?" Demoness Guan Guan said sweetly. Her voice made Lin Feng's bones go soft. Witch Guan Guan's personality was very bold and unrestrained. In the past, she had always called Lin Feng her husband. He even told Lin Feng about it. She, the witch Guan Guan, was destined to be Lin Feng's woman. It was just that when Lin Feng wanted to take advantage of her, the witch had never let Lin Feng succeed. Therefore, Lin Feng naturally felt that the witch should take care of what she said. It was said in a flirting manner. Men could flirt with women. Women could also flirt with men. Being teased by such a high-quality woman like the witch Guan Guan. It was quite an interesting thing. He had teased her too many times. Dry wood meets raging fire. Perhaps the two of them might even turn the act into reality. When the cold-as-ice female cultivator heard the way which Guan Guan addressed Lin Feng, her complexion changed slightly. Lin Feng gave her a strange feeling. He didn't look strong. But he gave her an extremely dangerous feeling. Therefore, the cold-as-ice woman didn't want to be besieged by the witch Guan Guan and Lin Feng. She once again slapped the witch Guan Guan. With the help of the collision generated during this confrontation, the cold-as-ice female cultivator quickly retreated. She looked at Lin Feng in a deep and meaningful way and then quickly left. I wanted to make a move, but that woman has already left. Lin Feng shrugged and said. That woman left, but the witch Guan Guan didn't seem to take it seriously. She quickly flew towards the ancient starry sky ship Lin Feng was on. Then she landed on the ancient starry sky ship Xianyuan. Beautiful! Truly beautiful! Lin Feng couldn't help but say with a smile. His praise came from the bottom of his heart. One had to know. In the past, Guan Guan was known as the #1 beauty of the demonic path. Her beauty was naturally a beauty that made all flowers pale in comparison. Guan Guan Guan, such a woman. No matter where she went, she would become the focus of everyone's attention. Guan Guan smiled and said, No matter how beautiful she is. Isn't she also your woman? Lin Feng reached out and hugged Guan Guan's small waist. But Guan Guan was like a butterfly. A butterfly step. She nimbly dodged Lin Feng's hug. Fairy, didn't you just say that no matter how beautiful she is still my woman? Why are you avoiding your man's embrace now? Lin Feng looked at Guan Guan with a smile that was not a smile. Guan Guan said, She is indeed young master's woman. But we have to wait until young master is officially married before we can have some intimate actions. After saying that, Guan Guan even winked at Lin Feng. This woman. She was really a vixen. Every move. She could make people fall head over heels for her. Lin Feng smiled and didn't continue on this topic. He asked, Back then, I once inquired about you in the Sky Martial Continent and the 9 provinces, but I didn't get any results. What have you been doing all these years? Could it be that you have been cultivating in seclusion? Guan Guan shook her head and said, That's not the case. Before the Sky Martial Continent fell into chaos, I had already left the Sky Martial Continent. I only heard about the Sky Martial Continent a few years ago, and even the 9 provinces fell into chaos. But fortunately, the chaos has been quelled. Lin Feng nodded and said, Yes, to be able to quell the chaos is really not easy. Guan Guan said, I heard that a few extremely terrifying existences appeared in the 9 provinces, and only then did they quell the chaos? I was cultivating in the Xian Domain Star Ocean, and because it was rather far from the 9 provinces' great world, the information I know about that great battle is limited. I wonder if the information I received is true? The information is correct. It was indeed a few experts who appeared and killed the myriad race's 5 ancestors, which quelled the chaos. Lin Feng said. Guan Guan couldn't help but say in shock, I didn't expect this rumor to be true. The 9 provinces' great world has declined for so many years, but there are still experts who can kill the myriad race's 5 ancestors. It's really inconceivable. Lin Feng couldn't help but sigh in his heart. Although killing the myriad race's 5 ancestors was an indisputable fact. However, the 9 provinces' great world had to pay a heavy price. For example, Zhangjiu, the old farmer, and the Patriarch of Destruction would be corroded by the curse. They might even lose themselves completely. In the end, they would become slaves to the curse. They wouldn't know who they were. They would live in pain for all eternity. As for the Mu clan's patriarch, because of that attack, his already short lifespan was greatly reduced. You don't look too good. Are you all right? Guan Guan couldn't help but ask. I'm fine. Don't worry. Lin Feng collected his emotions and said with a smile. Then, Chapter 3376. He mentioned that woman. Guan Guan curled his lips and said, That woman is called Murong Binger. I don't know where she came from, but when we were training, we had a conflict over a treasure. That treasure was taken by me, so this woman hates me. I never thought that I would actually see this woman in this world of stars. When enemies meet, their eyes burn with hatred, so this woman wants to kill me. It's just that she doesn't have the ability to do so yet. Lin Feng couldn't help but laugh inwardly. Guan Guan had been putting herself on a pedestal. This had to do with her unyielding personality. However, with Lin Feng's eyesight he could still see it. That female cultivator called Murong Bing was very scary. She had some hidden techniques that she hadn't used yet. If she used them, Guan Guan shouldn't be a match for that female cultivator. Of course, Guan Guan's cultivation was strong enough. Lin Feng estimated that Guan Guan's cultivation should have reached the Immortal Emperor realm. Lin Feng was extremely shocked. He didn't know how Guan Guan cultivated. What kind of opportunities did you get all these years? How did your cultivation increase so quickly? Lin Feng couldn't help but ask curiously. Guan Guan said, Back then, I entered a secret realm left behind by the Time God to cultivate. That's why my cultivation increased. Lin Feng sucked in a breath of cold air. Space God. Time God. They were all ancient existences from the era of titled gods. They were many times stronger than ordinary innate life forms. Even immortals were extremely terrifying in front of them. Of course, the Space God and Time God that Lin Feng was talking about were the first generation titled gods. How many generations did the Time God pass down their legacy? Lin Feng couldn't help but ask. I'm not sure. However, the secret realm that I entered by chance is very likely left behind by the first generation Time God. 1 day outside. 1 year in that place. What? A day outside is equivalent to a year in the secret realm? Lin Feng couldn't help but be shocked. He could imagine. There must be many opportunities in that secret realm. Moreover, the law of time could create such a huge difference in time. No wonder. In such a short time, Guan Guan's cultivation had actually reached the Immortal Emperor realm. Guan Guan said, The secret realm that I entered was actually nothing. It is said that the Time God left behind an even more incredible secret realm. 1 day outside is 10 years, 100 years, or even 1,000 years in the secret realm. Unfortunately, I don't know where those secret realms are. Lin Feng said, This Time God is truly heaven-defying. To think that his methods would be so terrifying, it's truly inconceivable. There was a slight pause. Lin Feng continued asking, Where is the secret zone you were cultivating in? Such an extraordinary secret realm. Lin Feng naturally wanted to enter and cultivate as well. If he could get in. What a heaven-defying opportunity. Guan Guan said with a wry smile. That secret realm has already disappeared. Originally, I wanted to continue cultivating in that rice landscape for a few more years, but that secret realm is very special. It seems that there is a specific time limit for cultivation. When the time limit was exceeded, I was sent out. As for where the secret realm went, I don't know. Hearing Guan Guan's words, Lin Feng could not help but feel that it was a pity. Such an extraordinary secret realm. It had actually disappeared. There was no chance to enter and cultivate. It had to be said that it was truly a pity. Why did you come to this Starsea world? Lin Feng could not help but ask. I obtained an ancient starry sky map. This ancient starry sky map recorded the starry sky Saint Emperor's training ground in the past. Guan Guan said. Starry sky Saint Emperor? Lin Feng was very surprised. It was actually a Saint Emperor level expert. It seemed that Guan Guan had come to find this Saint Emperor level expert's legacy. Do you have any clues? Lin Feng continued asking. Guan Guan said, The stars in the space-time world are always moving. After so many years, it is very difficult to find, so I haven't been able to find it for the time being. However, it should be in this star sea. This star sea is very vast. There are dozens of star fields. Finding it is not an easy task. Lin Feng could not help but frown slightly as he said. Guan Guan said, "This starry sky Saint Emperor's training ground must be found because I heard that this starry sky Saint Emperor obtained the legacy of an ancient immortal. Therefore, the starry sky Saint Emperor's legacy is very likely to contain the legacy of an ancient immortal." Hearing this, Lin Feng could not help but be shocked. The legacy of an ancient immortal. It was naturally extremely heaven-defying. If he could obtain it, it would definitely be a great improvement for him. "Husband, do you want to help me find it? When the time comes, the two of us will share the legacy," Guan Guan said coquettishly. She revealed a seductive expression. It was really extremely charming. Lin Feng also had the same intention. Because if he could really find this starry sky Saint Emperor's legacy, then he might be able to obtain quite a few of the 3,000 great Tao. Other magical powers, magic treasures, and so on. Lin Feng might not care. But only the 3,000 great Tao. He cared about it very much. Because the 3,000 great Tao were too important to him. Before becoming an emperor, Lin Feng needed to constantly collect the 3,000 great Tao. Naturally, the more the 3,000 great Tao he refined, the better. This would play an extremely crucial role in Lin Feng's future. "No problem. We can search together. At the same time, we can deepen our relationship during this period of time. I have missed you very much all these years." Lin Feng's eyes fiercely glanced at Guan Guan's hot and delicate body, and then said, He really? Guan Guan asked with a flirtatious smile. Then, she twisted her small waist and walked towards the cabin. In the following period of time, Lin Feng and Guan Guan searched for the location of the starry sky Saint Emperor's training ground. Lin Feng, on the other hand, used the ancient star map that Guan Guan took out as a medium and used the deduction technique of the innate 8 trigrams to deduce. They searched for about a month. The two of them arrived on a lonely star. This star was surrounded by a large amount of death aura. That kind of death aura was extremely terrifying. It made Lin Feng feel a sense of oppression. The two of them entered this death planet. They went deeper and deeper. Finally, they arrived outside a huge mountain range in the center of the death planet. This place really doesn't look like a place with opportunities. Guan Guan couldn't help but frown and say, Lin Feng said, "Whether the starry sky Saint Emperor's legacy is here or not, we'll know once we go in and take a look." As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Feng took the lead and flew towards the mountain range. Finally, they saw a huge cave dwelling in the deepest part of the mountain range. There were 4 words written on the cave dwelling. Star Cave Sky. Star Cave Sky, we really found it. This is the place where the starry sky Saint Emperor cultivated in the past. Guan Guan said in surprise. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. At this moment, in their eyes, women were just their playthings. Birds of a feather flocked together. Birds of a feather flocked together. These 13 people were all the same. No wonder they could gather together. Who are these people? And who is that Suaojuan? Lin Feng could not help but ask in a low voice. Guan Guan said with an ugly expression. Among these people, I only know Suaojuan. He is also from the Xian Domain Star Ocean. He is from the Su clan, one of the 5 great clans of the Xian Domain Star Ocean. His father is a grand elder of the Su clan. This person is already a sovereign emperor expert. Currently, the clan that I am relying on is my mother's clan. However, my mother's clan is much weaker compared to the Su clan. My mother's position in the clan is rather special. Although my mother's clan cannot be compared to the Su clan, it is still not a small matter. This Suaojuan would not dare to do anything to us. However, these people have followed us here. It seems like we have no fate with this place. Seeing Guan Guan and Lin Feng talking so close to each other, Suaojuan's expression could not help but sink. He felt that Guan Guan and Lin Feng's relationship should not be ordinary. This Su Aojuan had a very big hobby, and that was to collect beauties. He built a 10,000 immortal palace. Within the 10,000 immortal palace, it was the various beauties that Su Aojuan collected. Some of the beauties were his concubines. Some of the beauties, they were just female slaves that he played with. Ever since Su Aojuan saw Guan Guan, he had been thinking about Guan Guan. However, Guan Guan's mother was very powerful. Su Aojuan did not dare to go overboard. This time, Su Aojuan was heading to the 9 mysterious great world. He also wanted to go to the 9 mysterious great world to try his luck. He wanted to see if he had the chance to obtain the treasure that was passed down from the Supreme Divine Court. However, Su Aojuan did not expect to see Guan Guan. Su Aojuan had some understanding of Guan Guan and knew that Guan Guan had great luck. This time, he came out to walk around. Perhaps it was because he had obtained some special clues and came to look for the opportunity. Hence, Su Aojuan and the others followed him silently. Now, they had really found the opportunity. It was also the place of inheritance of the Starry Sky Saint Emperor. However, now, Su Aojuan was extremely angry. Because the Guan Guan that he had been thinking about actually looked so intimate with another man. Brat! Who are you? Su Aojuan looked at Lin Feng and asked indifferently. What's the matter? Lin Feng looked at Su Aojuan indifferently and asked. This guy actually dared to peek at Guan Guan. He was simply courting death. Lin Feng had already regarded Guan Guan as his exclusive property. Such a top-grade woman. She could only be his. Who was this Su Aojuan? How dare he think about her? When he saw Lin Feng's carefree expression, Su Aojuan's brows could not help but twitch violently. In his eyes, there was also a flash of coldness. A cultivator who had not even broken through to the Emperor realm. He actually dared to act mysterious in front of him. He was simply courting death. A cultivator who has not even entered the Emperor realm actually dares to use such a tone to speak to me. You really overestimate yourself. Should I say that you are stupid? Or should I say that you are arrogant? Do you know that your actions are already enough for you to die 10 times? However, I can give Guan Guan face and spare your dog life. However, you have to kneel on the ground and bark 10 times. Su Aojuan said in an unquestionable tone. Lin Feng dared to say no. He seemed to be about to unleash a thunderous attack to deal with Lin Feng. Ha ha ha, Brother Su is really talented. You can even think of such an insulting method. I really admire you to the extreme. Suddenly, a cultivator laughed out loud. Su Aojuan and the group all looked at Lin Feng with a mocking expression. Someone loudly berated. Little brat! Didn't you hear what Brother Su said? Brother Su asked you to kneel on the ground and bark 10 times. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and kneel on the ground and bark like a dog. Let us see if you can do it well. If you want to deal with Lin Feng, you have to get through me first, Guan Guan said coldly. She wanted to protect Lin Feng. At the same time, Guan Guan transmitted her voice to Lin Feng. I will try my best to delay these people. You should run quickly. They won't dare to do anything to me. You don't have to worry about me. At this moment, Lin Feng naturally could not leave Guan Guan alone here. This was not something a man should do. Lin Feng smiled and said, Don't worry. It's just a bunch of nobodies. It's a piece of cake. A bunch of mediocre characters? This time, the 13 experts on Su Aojuan's side all looked gloomy. Because, this time, Lin Feng had directly humiliated the 13 of them. You don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Let's see how you die later. Many cultivators on Su Aojuan's side looked at Lin Feng coldly. In their eyes, Lin Feng was no different from a dead man. I only need one punch to beat you half to death. Lien Huolong stepped forward and looked at Lin Feng with contempt. Next. Chapter 3379. Be careful! Guan Guan could not help but exclaim. Lien Hualong was a cultivator of the second celestial emperor layer, while Lin Feng only had the strength of the top of the Di Qi layer. The gap between them was huge. As such, Guan Guan was extremely worried about Lin Feng's safety. She was afraid that Lin Feng would be in trouble. As for Su Aojuan and the rest, they looked at Lin Feng coldly as if they were looking at a dead man. A second heaven immortal emperor against a peak quasi-emperor. Naturally, it was a piece of cake. As such, they felt that, under Lien Hualong's attack, Lin Feng might not even have the strength to resist. Lien Hualong's terrifying attack was about to collide with Lin Feng's body. At this moment, Lin Feng moved. Lin Feng raised his right hand and slapped towards Lien Hualong. Seeing that Lin Feng actually chose to fight Lien Hualong head-on, the corners of Su Aojuan and the others' mouths curled up into a mocking smile. They all thought that Lin Feng was overestimating his own abilities. Bang! Along with the sound of a violent collision, there was a loud sound. Fist and palm collided. Lin Feng and Lien Hualong collided. The scene that everyone imagined of Lin Feng being beaten half to death by Lien Hualong did not happen. Instead, Lien Hualong looked as if he was struck by lightning. His body flew out. Suddenly, cracking sounds could be heard. Lien Hualong's arm that collided with Lin Feng broke. Even his bones were exposed. White bones. It was extremely miserable. My arm! Lien Hualong could not help but scream. How is this possible? A series of exclamations could not help but resound in the air. Su Aojuan and the rest looked extremely gloomy. Lien Hualong was an immortal emperor realm cultivator. He collided with Lin Feng, a quasi-emperor realm cultivator. It was a completely one-sided collision. Lin Feng was completely fine. Instead, Lien Hualong was severely injured by Lin Feng. His arm was broken. It was truly inconceivable. Guan Guan also looked at Lin Feng with a shocked expression. Guan Guan could naturally sense Lin Feng's cultivation. Of course, Guan Guan also knew that Lin Feng was extraordinary. However, in Guan Guan's opinion, no matter how strong Lin Feng was, even if he could fight against an Emperor Realm cultivator who was a whole realm higher than him, he was still too weak. In terms of Lin Feng's realm, it was already not easy to fight against a God Emperor Realm cultivator. After all, anyone who hadn't reached the Great Emperor Realm was just an ant. For a cultivator who had yet to enter the Great Emperor Realm to be able to fight against a God Emperor Realm cultivator was already a legend. It was shocking enough. Against immortal Emperor Realm experts, it should be very difficult. However, everything that was happening before his eyes was completely out of Guan Guan's expectations. Lin Feng was already so strong that a casual strike could heavily injure a second-layer immortal emperor. Was Lin Feng really just a quasi-emperor? Guan Guan even thought that Lin Feng had used a method to hide his cultivation. He had purposely concealed his cultivation level and only displayed the cultivation level of a quasi-emperor to the world. In fact, he wanted to confuse others. It was no wonder that Guan Guan would think that way. If it was anyone else, seeing how terrifying Lin Feng was, they would probably think that way. Die! Lin Feng's expression was indifferent. He raised his right hand and directly slashed out a ray of sword chi. Buzz! That ray of sword chi shook violently. Next, that ray of sword chi slashed towards Lien Hualong, who was sent flying. Brat, you are courting death! When Su Aojuan and the others saw this scene, they could not help but be furious. Lin Feng actually wanted to kill in front of them. Was he not putting them in his eyes at all? The eyes of the cultivators flashed with dense killing intent. They wanted to tear Lin Feng into pieces. However, his angry shout could not stop Lin Feng's attack. That terrifying sword chi instantly tore through the void and slashed in front of Lien Hualong. Lien Hualong was shocked and wanted to use his divine ability to block Lin Feng's attack. But it was too late. There was a poochie sound. Along with that tearing sound, Lien Hualong's body was torn into two. Lien Hualong died tragically on the spot. Lin Feng waved his hand and Lian Hualong's body exploded, leaving behind the purest source, which Lin Feng kept. Now, Lin Feng had not broken through to the Emperor realm. An immortal Emperor-level origin source was extremely beneficial to his cultivation. During this period of time, Lin Feng had obtained a lot of great Emperor source. And these great Emperor source were all kept by Lin Feng. Lin Feng had not refined these great Emperor source. Therefore, Lin Feng planned to refine these great Emperor source when he broke through to the Emperor realm. In this way, the probability of breaking through would be higher. Brat! You deserve to die 1,000 times for your sins! Su Aojuan's voice was extremely cold and filled with cold killing intent. Lin Feng said indifferently, "A piece of trash like you dares to say such words to me?" Everyone had already seen Lin Feng's arrogance. However, everyone realized. As it turned out, Lin Feng's arrogance was only the tip of the iceberg. Even when facing an emperor-level expert like Su Aojuan, Lin Feng still acted so high and mighty. This made Su Aojuan and the others gnash their teeth in hatred. Does this guy really have the strength to deal with Su Aojuan? Guan Guan could not help but mutter in her heart. Guan Guan had some understanding of Lin Feng. She knew that Lin Feng was not the kind of person who did not know what was important. But now, Lin Feng was so arrogant and arrogant. It made those close to him happy. It made those enemies hate him. Guan Guan felt that Lin Feng might really have the strength to do so. After thinking about it, Guan Guan could not help but be shocked. She could not believe that this was real. After all, the other party still had 3 Emperor-level experts. As for the 9 immortal emperors, no matter how strong Lin Feng was, could it be that he could rely on his own strength to deal with so many experts? Later, I will definitely slice off your flesh piece by piece. Then I will pull out your soul and throw it into the boundless purgatory. You will suffer endless torture for all eternity. Su Aojuan's voice was cold and filled with endless killing intent. His eyes flickered with a cold light. He walked towards Lin Feng step by step. As for the other cultivators, they had spread out. They wanted to deal with Lin Feng together. These people were really cautious. They were worried that Lin Feng had some powerful tricks up his sleeve, so they chose to attack together. Step back. I will deal with this group of trash. We will be able to end this battle soon, Lin Feng said. Hearing that, Guan Guan hurriedly stepped back. Su Aojuan and the others' eyes were filled with killing intent. Lin Feng looked down on them. This caused their killing intent towards Lin Feng to reach its peak. Boom! Su Aojuan was the first to attack. Terrifying magic power surged out of his body. He began to condense a powerful divine ability to deal with Lin Feng. At the same time, the other 11 Emperor-level experts also began to circulate their magic power and condense their divine abilities. 3 Emperor-level experts, 9 immortal emperors. Chapter 3380. Boom Boom Boom. A series of incomparably powerful divine powers blasted towards Lin Feng. The divine powers that Su Aojuan condensed were called the Proud Heaven Art. The power of this divine powers was incomparably terrifying. It looked down on the world and dominated the universe. It was extremely powerful. It was shocking and moving. The attacks of the other 11 Emperor Realm experts were also extremely terrifying. The 11 divine abilities were Thundercloud Slash, Dragon-shaped Divine Fist, Ancient Annihilation, Hand of the Heavens, Divine Tao Collapse, Chilling Desolation, 10,000 Miles of Ice, Sword of Endless Stars, Falling Moon Divine Art, Stars Descending, and Shattering the 3 Realms. Each divine powers had their own unique points. Every single one of his divine abilities was unrivaled. Basically, it was one of the trump cards of these experts. Humph! Facing the attacks of the 3 emperors and 9 immortal emperors, Lin Feng could not help but snort coldly. His expression was cold. A cold glint flashed across his eyes. Today, I will let you know what I am capable of. Lin Feng's expression was indifferent. He began to circulate the dermic powers in his body. Powerful dermic powers surged out and shook the void. Waves after waves of horrifying shockwaves rippled out, carrying with them the power to destroy heaven and earth. People couldn't help but be moved by this. Lin Feng directly circulated the Emperor laws in his body. These Emperor laws drove all the dermic powers in his body to circulate together. At this moment, Lin Feng felt as if he had completed some kind of sublimation. This was the first time he used the Emperor laws in his body to fight against an enemy. That feeling was simply too comfortable. It made Lin Feng have the urge to roar towards the sky. The power in his body. It was like an avalanche. 1 Qi into 3 pure ones. 9 layers of Qi superimposed. Lin Feng attacked with an indifferent expression. He used the 1 Qi into 3 pure ones technique. Then, Lin Feng's original body and the 2 doppelgangers circulated 3 types of Qi. In an instant, the 9 layers of Qi superimposed together to form a powerful magnetic field that was so powerful that it would shock anyone who saw it. That terrifying magnetic field directly enveloped the 12 Emperor Realm cultivators. Bang! 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 Along with a series of terrifying collisions, there was a sudden sound. Lin Feng's 9-fold magnetic field broke through the 12 great monarchs' divine abilities one after another. Lin Feng's 9-fold magnetic field had the ability to attack, defend, intimidate, and oppress. Now Lin Feng, who was circulating the Emperor Law in his body, cast the 9-fold magnetic field. The power displayed by the 9-fold magnetic field was truly shocking. This is absolutely impossible. The 3 great monarchs and the 9 great immortal emperors were in disbelief. So many strong cultivators had attacked together, but Lin Feng had defeated them all by himself. These people really couldn't accept what was happening in front of them. This. Not far away, Guan, who was watching the battle, also became incoherent. He thought that he was seeing things. The battle prowess Lin Feng displayed was too terrifying. Guan couldn't even believe what he was seeing. But all of this, it was all real. Lin Feng was facing the attacks of the 3 great monarchs and the 9 great immortal emperors with ease. After the 3 great monarchs and the 9 great immortal emperors were enveloped by Lin Feng's 9-fold magnetic field, their battle prowess was greatly suppressed. Therefore, everyone's battle prowess was greatly weakened. It's my turn to attack! Lin Feng's expression was indifferent. The 3 Lin Feng locked onto an immortal emperor-level cultivator, and then quickly attacked. They were so fast. It made people speechless. The 3 immortal emperors didn't even have time to react. The 3 Lin Feng had already rushed in front of the 3 immortal emperors. Then, the 3 Lin Feng attacked the 3 immortal emperor-level cultivators. The 3 immortal emperors' expressions changed drastically. They hurriedly condensed their divine abilities to block Lin Feng's attack. Bang! 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 Then, along with the sound of a violent collision, the 3 Lin Feng collided with the 3 immortal emperors. Lin Feng was safe and sound. The 3 immortal emperors were all sent flying. Slash! The 3 Lin Feng shouted coldly at the same time. The 3 Lin Feng turned into 3 yin-yang Dao diagrams. They instantly tore through the void and headed towards the 3 immortal emperor-level experts who were sent flying. No! The 3 immortal emperor-level experts cried out in fear. However, other than shouting, they had no time to block Lin Feng's attack. The characteristic of Lin Feng's attack was that it was continuous and endless. Pfft! A tearing sound was suddenly heard, along with the sound of 3 ripping noises. The 3 immortal emperor-level experts were killed by the 3 Lin Feng. Strong! Too strong! Under the siege of the 3 great monarchs and 9 great immortal emperors, Lin Feng was still in an unstoppable state. He killed 3 great immortal emperors in a row. It was really terrifying. Damn it! Damn it! Su Aojuan's expression was extremely ugly. He wanted to tear Lin Feng into pieces. However, Su Aojuan clearly knew how bad their situation was. Lin Feng's 9-layered magnetic field was too strong. It caused a huge suppression on them. So, it was not good to continue fighting this battle. although they still had 3 great monarchs and 6 immortal emperors. But, if they continued fighting, how many of them would be left in the end? So, now, Su Aojuan had already decided to temporarily avoid Lin Feng's attack. "Let's retreat," Su Aojuan said in a deep voice. The rest of them obviously did not want to leave. One of the great monarchs said, "Brother Su, as long as we attack with all our might, we will definitely be able to kill this kid. Now, we can give it our all." The great monarch's words were agreed by the rest. These people had already lost 4 immortal emperor-level experts to Lin Feng. They had suffered such a huge loss. If they did not kill Lin Feng, they would feel extremely aggrieved. However, Su Aojuan was extremely cautious. Although Su Aojuan was arrogant, he had always been a cautious person. It was also because of this character. That was why he was able to survive until now. Su Aojuan said, "This kid is very strange. After we retreat, we will think of a way to deal with him." The rest of them were quite convinced by Su Aojuan. Since Su Aojuan insisted on retreating, the rest of the cultivators nodded and agreed. The other party had 3 great monarchs and 6 immortal emperors. If they wanted to retreat, it would be very difficult for Lin Feng to make them stay. After all, currently, Lin Feng had only refined 1 great monarch-level emperor law. If he could refine a few more great monarch-level emperor laws, he might be able to kill Su Aojuan and the rest here. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Su Aojuan and the rest quickly flew into the distance. They were as fast as lightning. Lin Feng did not chase after them. Do not chase after a cornered enemy. Lin Feng naturally understood this principle. Lin Feng retracted his divine ability. The battle ended. The surroundings were a mess. In this battle, Lin Feng had obtained the origins of the 4 great monarchs. It could be considered a great harvest. Moreover, other than the origins of the 4 great monarchs, Lin Feng had also obtained the storage rings of the 4 great monarchs. Chapter 3381. "Husband, you're so powerful! I'm so infatuated with you!" Guan Guan looked at Lin Feng in a charming and flirtatious way. Even Lin Feng felt infatuated with the seductive look that she exuded. Lin Feng felt that he would be defeated by this woman sooner or later. Her charm was too great. He really couldn't stop her. Lin Feng smiled slightly and said, "It's a pity that Su Aojuan and the others escaped. Su Aojuan had 3 emperors and 6 immortal emperors. If they wanted to leave, it would be difficult to make them stay. So it's normal for them to be able to escape. And young master was able to kill 4 immortal emperors with ease under the siege of so many experts. This battle record is like a legend," Guan Guan couldn't help but say. In response to Guan Guan's flattery, Lin Feng smiled noncommittally. Lin Feng knew his own situation. He also knew what he would face in the future. He also knew the pressure he had to bear. If it was someone else who had such combat power, they might be extremely happy. But Lin Feng wasn't. Because with his current combat power, to him, it was far from enough. Neither arrogant in victory nor discouraged in defeat. This was Lin Feng's style of doing things. Lin Feng said, "There's no time to lose. Let's enter the Star Cave and take a look. I wonder if there are any opportunities waiting for us inside?" Hearing that, Guan Guan's eyes lit up. She was also looking forward to it. She took out the ancient star map. Then she poured her magic power into the ancient star map. The ancient star map flew into the air. Then, it shot out a ray of divine light. That ray of divine light, it directly shone on the restriction outside the star cave. Rumble! Rumble! Only to hear. A series of loud noises could be heard. The restriction of the star cave began to crack. In the end, a gap appeared in the restriction of the star cave. Lin Feng and Guan Guan entered the star cave through the gap. After they entered, the restriction of the star cave closed again. There was a deep passage in front of them. The 2 of them followed the passage and went deeper. The sound of footsteps reverberated in the passageway. The passage in the star cave was so quiet that it was almost strange. Lin Feng and Guan could even hear each other's heartbeat. They walked for about 1,000 meters. A huge cave residence appeared in their line of sight. Lin Feng and Guan increased their speed and entered the cave dwelling. When they entered the cave, they immediately felt as if the world was spinning. When they stabilized their minds, they found that they had entered a starry sky world. It contained the power of the starry sky law. Most likely, the starry sky Saint Emperor had turned this place into a starry sky world. The Milky Way. And Milky Way. Numerous huge stars were revolving around them. Those stars. Guan pointed at the stars in the Star River world. They were all densely packed with runes. Those runes were flowing with holy light. They were extremely mysterious. When he saw the stars, he was shocked. Lin Feng's face? They couldn't help but show a surprised expression. Divine ability runes! The runes on those stars are all divine ability runes, Lin Feng said. Divine ability runes? Guan was extremely shocked. Lin Feng said, sit cross-legged in the starry sky and comprehend the Tao. You can try to get in touch with those stars and comprehend the wonders of the stars. Maybe you can comprehend something. Hearing Lin Feng say so, Guan nodded. The two of them found a place to comprehend the Tao. Lin Feng found a place and then sat cross-legged. Then he began to comprehend the stars that were densely packed with runes. Lin Feng locked onto a star and comprehended the densely packed runes on it. Not long after, Lin Feng sensed the contents of those runes. He memorized the contents of each rune in his heart. When all the runes had been memorized by him, Lin Feng found that these runes formed the cultivation chant of a divine ability. 9 chaotic strikes! Lin Feng couldn't help but mutter to himself. The name of the divine ability he comprehended was called 9 chaotic strikes. It should be a divine ability passed down by the starry sky holy emperor. I wonder how powerful it is. Lin Feng then looked at the stars. He couldn't help but think. Could it be that those were the stars? Did each star record a divine ability? If that's the case, then it's too amazing. Lin Feng began to comprehend the other stars. Time passed. Lin Feng found that some of these stars could be comprehended, and some couldn't. Of the stars that could be comprehended, not every star recorded a sacred art. Some of the stars recorded some of his memories. However, those memories were all scattered images. Lin Feng guessed that they should be the memories of the starry sky holy emperor. What made Lin Feng happy was that he actually comprehended the cultivation method of the 3,000 great Tao from the runes on a star. The 3,000 great Tao that Lin Feng obtained was called the Great Confusion Technique. This Great Confusion Technique was very special. It was an auxiliary 3,000 great Tao. Once it was used, it could confuse others. For example, the cultivator who used the Great Confusion Technique wanted to make the other party believe that he was someone. Or he wanted the other party to believe something. The other party might really believe it. After discovering that these stars recorded the 3,000 great Tao, Lin Feng became even more excited. He continued to comprehend these stars. One after another, Lin Feng obtained more and more 3,000 great Tao. In the end, Lin Feng actually comprehended a total of 85 types of 3,000 great Tao. And among these 85 types of 3,000 great Tao, there were 67 types of 3,000 great Tao that Lin Feng had never cultivated before. Now, Lin Feng had cultivated 1,033 types of 3,000 great Tao, including the 67 types of 3,000 great Tao that he had just comprehended and yet to cultivate. Added together, there were a total of 1,100 types of 3,000 great Tao. Not long after, Guan also woke up from her cultivation state. Guan had obviously comprehended many divine abilities. Therefore, she was extremely excited. She said, "It's a pity that this place only has various divine ability inheritances, but I don't see the treasures of the starry sky holy emperor. For an expert at the level of the starry sky Holy Emperor, his lifetime collection must be astonishing. Lin Feng also felt that it was a pity. However, this kind of thing couldn't be forced. Lin Feng said, "It's already an extremely heaven-defying harvest to obtain so many powerful divine abilities." Guan Guan nodded and left with Lin Feng. Not long after leaving the starry sky cave, Lin Feng discovered. Chapter 3382. The martial talisman moved again. Lin Feng couldn't help but reveal a look of joy. It seemed that these two fire demon talismans must have sensed the third fire demon talisman again. Lin Feng took out two fire demon talismans. He saw that the lines on the two fire demon talismans were actually distorted. Those lines were like a map. It guided Lin Feng. The map to find the third fire demon talisman. Lin Feng studied it carefully. But he was confused. He didn't know where the specific location was. "What is this?" Guan Guan looked curiously at the two fire demon talismans in Lin Feng's hands and asked. "This is a fire demon talisman. One of the 72 kinds of martial talismans. If you can gather all the fire demon talismans, you can improve the quality of your martial soul," Lin Feng said. "Martial soul?" Guan Guan was very surprised. She said, "Martial soul is an ability that can often be used in the early stages of cultivation. It is a special ability of us human cultivators. Other races basically don't have martial soul. Unless other races have human bloodlines or a mutation in their bodies, they can awaken martial soul. However, as your cultivation increases, the effect of martial soul seems to be getting smaller and smaller, right?" It was indeed as Guan Guan said. As a cultivator's cultivation increased, the effect of martial soul was getting smaller and smaller. But Lin Feng was different. Lin Feng's devouring martial soul was extremely extraordinary. And it was closely related to the arm of dragon and elephant. It could increase the power of the arm of dragon and elephant. Therefore, for Lin Feng, martial soul was still extremely important. In fact, in the world of cultivators, there was no lack of cultivators with special martial souls. Those special martial souls could bring about extraordinary abilities for these cultivators. Even if their realms had been raised to a very high level. Those special martial souls. They could still provide great help to these cultivators. However, there were too few cultivators with these special martial souls. They were as rare as phoenix feathers and unicorn horns. And most people's martial souls would increase as their cultivation increased. The effect would gradually weaken. So, with the increase in cultivation, human cultivators' reliance on martial souls became less and less. Lin Feng said, "My martial spirit is rather special. It has a special effect on my physical body. So that's how it is." Guan Guan couldn't help but nod. He then smiled and said, "Then I'll accompany you to find the third fire demon talisman." "Haha. It's naturally the best thing to have a delicate beauty like you accompanying me," Lin Feng said with a smile. In the following period of time, the two fire devil talismans often acted strangely. Lin Feng had a feeling. Perhaps he was not far from finding the third fire demon talisman. 1 month later on this day, a red-crowned crane descended from the sky. The red-crowned crane landed on the ancient starry sky's ship Xianyuan with a letter in its mouth. Lin Feng and Guan Guan were both alarmed. Guan Guan obviously knew that crane. She asked, "Fairy He, why are you here?" The red-crowned crane said, "It was the palace lord who sent me to deliver a letter to senior sister." The voice of this red-crowned crane sounded like the voice of a 10-year-old girl. It was very crisp and pleasant to the ears. "Mother sent you here?" Guan Guan couldn't help but be slightly surprised. Lin Feng's heart couldn't help but tremble slightly. He had previously heard Guan Guan mention the power of her mother's side. Although it wasn't as powerful as the family that Su Aojuan was in. But to be honest, compared to the Su family that Su Aojuan was in, it was perhaps only slightly weaker. This kind of gap was naturally not big. and Guan Guan's mother's cultivation was very powerful. In that family, she had a unique position. Now, he heard Fairy he called Guan Guan's mother, Palace Lord. He didn't know why Fairy he called Guan Guan's mother that way. Guan Guan didn't talk much about her mother's matters. So Lin Feng didn't know much about it. And Lin Feng himself was also a person who didn't like to pry into other people's privacy. Since Guan Guan didn't want to say more, Lin Feng naturally wouldn't ask more. After Guan Guan took down the letter, she opened it. Her expression was very calm. After reading the letter, Guan Guan said, "Husband, Mother summoned me back, so I can't accompany you for the time being. I need to make a trip back to the family. If husband is done with the matters here, you can go to the Ning family in the mysterious domain Star Ocean to find me." Ning family in the mysterious domain Star Ocean. It should be Guan Guan's mother's family. Good. When the time comes, I will definitely go, Lin Feng said. Guan Guan revealed a charming smile and said, "Husband, you must come. When the time comes, perhaps you can talk to my mother about our matters." After saying that, Guan Guan and Fairy he left together. The fragrance was still lingering. The beauty had already left. What a seductress! Lin Feng couldn't help but mutter. Guan Guan's charm was naturally irresistible. Peerless elegance. Beautiful like a fairy. Thus, for Guan Guan, Lin Feng was determined to win. Lin Feng knew the general location of the mysterious domain Star Ocean. It was on the route to the Undying Realm. When traveling through the starry sky to the Undying Realm, it happened to pass by the mysterious domain Star Ocean. When the time comes, he must go to the mysterious domain Star Ocean's Ning family to meet Guan Guan's mother. While he was at it, he would take the opportunity to take control of this bewitching woman. The ancient starry sky ship continued to travel through the starry sky world. On this day, Lin Feng saw a huge battle erupting on the planet. Dozens of cultivators were fighting against 3 culinary god demons. Those cultivators' strength was extraordinary. However, the culinary god demons were too powerful. Even though those cultivators' cultivation was extremely strong, and there were even 4 god emperors guarding them, the rest were all in the quasi-emperor realm, and most of them were high-level quasi-emperors. However, so many people joining forces. They were not the culinary god demons' match. 3 god emperor culinary god demons! Lin Feng's brows slightly raised. He flew out from the ancient starry sky ship Xianyuan. Then he kept the ancient starry sky ship Xianyuan. Immediately, Lin Feng quickly flew towards the battle. The 3 culinary god demons must die. He needed the emperor laws of these culinary god demons to increase his strength. Lin Feng had already refined 1 monarch-level culinary god demon emperor law and 3 god emperor-level culinary god demon emperor laws. However, this was far from enough. Lin Feng wanted to continue hunting culinary god demons and refine their emperor laws to increase his strength. Unfortunately, culinary god demons were hard to find. Now was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Hand it over, and I can give you a quick death. Otherwise, each of you will die a more miserable death than the last. The 5th stage god emperor culinary god demon said sinisterly. Among the 3 culinary god demons, this one was the strongest. As for the other 2, one was a 4th stage god emperor. The other was a 3rd stage god emperor. The 3 culinary god demons were killing this group of cultivators in the starry sky world. They seemed to be doing it for one thing. However, the group of cultivators attacked by the culinary god demons clearly did not intend to hand it over. Thus, the attacks of the 3 culinary god demons became increasingly fierce. Poochie! Poochie! Tearing sounds could be heard one after another. The group of cultivators attacked by the culinary god demons. Chapter 3383. After those cultivators were killed by the gluttonous god demons. Their souls were not killed by the gluttonous god demons. Under normal circumstances, when a cultivator was killed, His soul would also be shaken to the point of dissipation. Obviously, the reason why those cultivators' souls did not die immediately. It was because the gluttonous god demons did it on purpose. The gluttonous god demons opened their hands and grabbed the souls of the dead cultivators. They then stuffed them into their mouths and began to chew. The souls of the cultivators were chewed alive by the gluttonous god demons. Those souls let out shrill screams. After those cultivators died, they still had to bear the tragic fate of having their souls chewed alive. They died too miserably. The battle prowess of these three devils was frightening to the point that it left others aghast. The four great emperors and dozens of boundary emperors could only hold their own against the three gluttonous god demons. Their attacks could not harm the three gluttonous god demons at all. In the midst of the battle, the four great emperors were injured one after another. The four great emperors did not abandon the others and escape. This made Lin Feng feel quite surprised. The moral conduct of these four people was not bad. Of course, even if they abandoned the others and escaped. With the terrifying strength of the three gluttonous god demons, the four great emperors probably would not be able to escape. Soon, only a dozen or so cultivators were left. The battle between the two sides was not on the same level. Die! The gluttonous god demon, who was a third-layer god emperor, arrived in front of a female cultivator. His sharp claws clawed at the female cultivator. The female cultivator could not dodge in time. She was so frightened that her face turned pale. Her face was as pale as paper. Obviously, the female cultivator was in complete despair. With her cultivation, it was impossible for her to fight against such a terrifying existence like the gluttonous god demon. Such a beauty is meant to be loved. If she dies like this, wouldn't it be a pity? Just as the female cultivator thought she was going to die for sure. Suddenly, a voice resounded in her ears. Following that, the female cultivator felt her slim waist being held by a pair of strong hands. The female cultivator looked at the person who held her. She realized. The cultivator who held her was a very young master. And he was very handsome. There was a faint smile on this young master's face all the time. Brat, let's die together! The culinary god demon laughed sinisterly. Terrifying claws. It enveloped Lin Feng and the female cultivator. He wanted to kill the two of them together. Lin Feng raised his right hand. In the void. With a light stroke. Hum! A beam of sword chi. He flew out. Poochie! A tearing sound was heard. Blood immediately spurted out. The female cultivator saw it. That third heavenly stage god emperor stage gluttonous god demon was actually split into two. Instant kill. An instant kill. Such a powerful god eater. He had actually been killed by this young master who had appeared out of nowhere. It was truly shocking. Who is this young master? What is his cultivation level? The female cultivator couldn't help but feel puzzled. This scene, the female cultivator was not the only one who was shocked. It also shocked everyone present. Brat, you're courting death! The other two culinary gods couldn't help but roar in anger. Their murderous intent soared to the sky. They directly pounced towards Lin Feng. These culinary gods could easily challenge those of a higher realm. Hence, their battle strength was extremely terrifying. Young master, be careful! The four great emperors couldn't help but exclaim. The two culinary gods that attacked now were much stronger than the one Lin Feng had killed before. Furthermore, they were attacking Lin Feng together. Hence, the four great emperors couldn't help but warn Lin Feng. At the same time, they all flew towards Lin Feng. They wanted to help Lin Feng deal with the four culinary gods together. However, at the next moment, the four great emperors revealed an extremely shocked expression. They saw, facing the attacks of two powerful culinary gods, Lin Feng's right hand gently moved. Two beams of sword chi shot out from his fingertips. The two beams of sword chi cut through the void. They slashed towards the two powerful culinary gods. Poochie! Poochie! Two tearing sounds were heard. Two culinary gods. They were actually killed by Lin Feng on the spot. Shocking! In everyone's eyes. They were deeply shocked. Instant kill. Another instant kill. No matter if it was the culinary god that was at the third stage Emperor God realm. It was the two culinary gods behind him. Lin Feng killed those godly eater demons in one attack. However, everyone sensed Lin Feng's cultivation. They actually discovered Lin Feng was only at the boundary Emperor realm. Naturally, no one believed that Lin Feng was only at the boundary Emperor realm. They all thought that Lin Feng must have cultivated a special technique to conceal his cultivation. He suppressed his cultivation to the boundary Emperor realm. Lin Feng's right hand lightly patted the void. Pung pung pung. The bodies of the three gluttonous god demons, which had been split in half, exploded. Then, the exploded flesh turned into a bloody mist. Lin Feng collected the bloody mist. The bloody mist of the three culinary gods turned into three culinary god fruits. Lin Feng's face instantly revealed a smile. Culinary god fruits. He obtained 3 in one go. How many emperor laws were contained in these 3 culinary god fruits? Lin Feng was looking forward to it. I am Wang Lui. I have yet to ask for your name. The leading cultivator clasped his fists. He asked aloud. This cultivator's cultivation was not ordinary. He was at the 8th stage Emperor God realm. We met by chance. Why do you need to ask so clearly? Lin Feng said indifferently. He turned and walked towards the depths of the starry sky world. At this moment, Wang Lui said, Young master, please wait. Why? Is there anything else? Lin Feng looked at Wang Lui indifferently. Young master, this time we are going to a mysterious place. It is said that there is an immortal buried in that mysterious place. Wang Lui said. Oh? An immortal is buried? Lin Feng could not help but be shocked. If it was really as Wang Lui said, that place was too shocking. Lin Feng suddenly thought of the culinary god demon that was at the 6th stage Emperor God realm. He was asking for something from Wang Lui and the others. Lin Feng guessed. The thing that the culinary god asked for should be related to the immortal graveyard that Wang Lui mentioned. Buried an immortal. Such a place was enough to make all the forces palpitate. If the immortal's legacy, magic treasures, and treasures that he had collected in his life were also in this place, the value was too great. Wang Lui saw Lin Feng's interest and said, It's like this. There must be a lot of good things in the immortal graveyard. If young master wants to go with us, you can choose the treasures inside first. Wang Lui knew that this trip would be dangerous. Hence, when he saw how powerful Lin Feng was, he wanted Lin Feng to join them and get Lin Feng's protection. Chapter 3384. Good. I agreed to join you. Lin Feng nodded and said. Hearing that Lin Feng had agreed to join them, the group of people were extremely excited. However, thinking of the tragic deaths of so many of their companions, these people's mood became low again. The death of their companions caused them to feel incomparable grief. But there was nothing they could do. There was nothing they could do about it. They could only watch helplessly as their companions died, unable to save them. If not for Lin Feng's appearance, perhaps even more people would have died. We need to go to the Fire Snake Star to meet up with the other forces, Wang Lui said. Lin Feng asked in surprise. What's wrong? There are other forces going with us on this trip. Wang Lui nodded and said. That's right, we only obtained one of the keys. The other forces also obtained one each. But don't worry, young master, we have already discussed it. When we find the treasures, the various forces will equally distribute the treasures. When it's time for us to choose the treasures, we will definitely let young master choose first. Lin Feng nodded and did not say anything else. However, Wang Lui's equal distribution of the treasures was somewhat unrealistic in Lin Feng's eyes. Or rather, Wang Lui was taking things for granted. He might be a normal person who wanted to distribute the treasures equally. But the other forces would inevitably have other thoughts. Killing and stealing treasures was something that happened almost every day in the world of cultivators. Therefore, they had to be on guard against such things. Wang Lui and the others went to collect the corpses of their dead companions. They kept the bodies of their dead companions into their storage rings, preparing to bring these corpses back when they returned from the immortal graveyard. Lin Feng traveled with Wang Lui and the others. After chatting for a while, he found out that Wang Lui and the others came from the Sacred Star Sea. The Sacred Star Sea was quite far from here. In Lin Feng's memories, the Sacred Star Sea seemed to be even further away than the mysterious domain Star Sea. Therefore, when Lin Feng introduced himself, these people did not recognize him. Everyone boarded the ancient starship and headed towards the Fire Snake Star. Everyone had their own room for cultivation. Bang, bang, bang. There was a knock on the door. Creak. Lin Feng opened the door and saw a female cultivator standing outside. This female cultivator was tall and slender. Her pair of straight and slender legs made her look so stunning. This long-legged beauty had a palm-sized oval-shaped face. Her face was extremely beautiful and delicate. Her skin was also very good, as smooth as cream. She was definitely a rare beauty. This woman was none other than the woman Lin Feng had saved earlier. Thank you, Lin Gongzi, for saving me. When the female cultivator saw Lin Feng, she couldn't help but recall the feeling of being held in Lin Feng's arms. She couldn't help but blush slightly. However, his movements did not slow down in the slightest. She bowed slightly to Lin Feng. Fairy, you don't have to be so polite, Lin Feng said. To the young master, it may have been as easy as lifting a finger. But to Yulan, it was a life-saving grace. The female cultivator said, Yulan, is that your name? You're beautiful, and your name is also beautiful. Lin Feng couldn't help but say. He felt that this female cultivator was not only beautiful, but her name was also very pleasant to hear. After the female cultivator heard Lin Feng's praise, her face couldn't help but become more rosy. She even felt her heartbeat quicken. Lin Feng also came back to his senses. He also felt that his previous words were somewhat inappropriate. It was as if he had some intentions towards this female cultivator. It was as if he was hinting something to this female cultivator. Lin Feng hurriedly said, Fairy, don't misunderstand. I didn't mean anything else. I also didn't mean to offend you. The female cultivator said, I naturally wouldn't dare to misunderstand, young master. Lin Feng smiled and said, It's not a good place to talk outside. Why don't you come in and sit for a while? A man and a woman alone in a room, if word got out, it would not be good. However, the female cultivator took a step forward as if she was possessed by a supernatural force. She entered Lin Feng's room. You're called Yulan, is your surname Yu? This surname is rather rare, Lin Feng said. The female cultivator said, My surname isn't Yu, but Xia. My full name is Xia Yulan. I see. Lin Feng couldn't help but nod. Xia Yulan curiously asked, Young master, did you come out to train alone? Lin Feng said, I was originally with a few companions, but we got separated some time ago. Therefore, I'm now training alone outside. Young master's cultivation is very strong. Even if you train alone in the starry sky world, you can still protect yourself. Unlike us, when we encounter a few god-eaters, we might be wiped out. After saying this, Xia Yulan's mood became somewhat gloomy. This was because the people who had died earlier were all from her sect. Some of them had a very close relationship with her. However, she could only watch helplessly as her companions died. Xia Yulan was powerless. This caused her to be overshadowed. Lin Feng said, It's good for the living to be filled with hope. Only with hope in one's heart can one have the motivation to move forward. Xia Yulan carefully pondered over Lin Feng's words. In the end, she nodded. She understood something. The pain in her heart, it also lessened a lot. The fiery snake star was a star with an extremely strange appearance. Looking at it from the starry sky world, the fiery snake star looked like a giant snake coiled in flames. The fiery snake star was enveloped in raging flames all year round. The temperature was incomparably hot. Lin Feng and the others boarded the ancient starship and arrived at the starry sky world outside the fiery snake star. "We've arrived at the fiery snake star," Wanlui said with a smile. Everyone walked out of the cabin. Lin Feng saw many ancient starships flying in the direction of the fiery snake star. There were also some cultivators flying in the sky. Similarly, they were flying in the direction of the fiery snake star. The fiery snake star is a rather famous gathering place of cultivators in the starry sky world. Therefore, there are many cultivators coming from all over the world every day. There's a huge trading market in the fiery snake star. There are many good things in the trading market. This trading market is second to none in the surrounding starfields. When the time comes, Lin Gongzi can go to the trading market to take a look. Wanlui introduced the fiery snake star to Lin Feng. Lin Feng nodded and said, "All right. When the time comes, I'll enter the trading market to take a look." At this moment, the ancient starship Lin Feng and the others boarded also descended towards the fiery snake star. They directly landed on the huge square of the fiery snake star's main city, the fiery snake city. In this square, many ancient starships landed. Many cultivators walked out of the ancient starships one after another. Lin Feng and the others also walked out of the ancient starship. Wanlui kept the ancient starship. Then, everyone walked towards the main road of the city. Lin Feng followed Wanlui and the others. Presumably, these people had already agreed on a rendezvous point. Just as they were about to leave the square, Lin Feng saw a female cultivator not far away. Chapter 3385. Lin Feng really didn't expect to see this woman here. Zi Yuan! The woman he saw was none other than Zi Yuan. However, when the two of them met in the 9 provinces, they were already strangers. Zi Yuan obviously saw Lin Feng as well. However, she only glanced at Lin Feng. Then she turned her head. Lin Feng shook his head slightly. He didn't disturb Zi Yuan. Perhaps this was the fate of people. Some things. It was fated. Some people. It was the same. There were many things and many people that couldn't be forced. This wasn't beneficial to anyone. Azure Dragon Inn. It was located in the northwest of Fire Snake City and occupied a huge area. This was an extremely high-end inn with many courtyards. The scenery was extremely beautiful. He didn't know if it was a coincidence or something else. When Lin Feng and the others arrived, Lin Feng was surprised. Lin Feng saw Zi Yuan again. And the place where Zi Yuan lived. It was very close to Lin Feng's place, only 1,000 meters away. Zi Yuan wasn't alone. There were more than 10 cultivators beside her. What really attracted Lin Feng's attention was a female cultivator in a black robe. That female cultivator gave Lin Feng a familiar feeling. And that female cultivator gave Lin Feng a very dangerous feeling. Lin Feng, Zi Yuan, and the others went to their courtyards one after the other. That kid actually appeared in this place. How interesting! The female cultivator in the black robe couldn't help but say. The corners of her mouth curled up into a sinister arc. No one knew what she was thinking. This female cultivator was none other than Supremacy Yuan. She was an extremely ancient and terrifying existence. Their clan was very terrifying. They had transcended eras and were immortal. Previously, Tai Dao's supremacy even treated Lin Feng as a toy in his palm. He wanted to slowly toy with Lin Feng to death. "What do you plan to do? Should we just kill him?" Zi Yuan asked indifferently. "I really want to kill this kid directly, but I received a message from the higher-ups some time ago. This kid can't die yet," Supremacy Yuan said. "Oh? He still couldn't die. Why is that?" Zi Yuan asked in surprise. "For the time being, I don't know the exact reason behind this, but I'm guessing that it might have something to do with this kid's identity," Supremacy Yuan said. "Lin Feng has the blood of the Undying clan and the Sovereign clan in him. You said that the seniors might have spared him because of his identity. Which clan do you think it is related to?" Zi Yuan couldn't help asking. Supremacy Yuan said, "I'm not sure about that. It's hard for us to guess what old Antique is thinking. Meanwhile, Lin Feng and the others also arrived at the residence. Wan Lui said, Lin Gongzi, let's rest here for a while. At night, we'll meet with the other forces. At that time, we'll introduce Lin Gongzi to the other forces. No problem, Lin Feng said. Yulan, bring Lin Gongzi to rest, Wan Lui said. Yes, Marshal Uncle, Xia Yulan replied and brought Lin Feng to the second floor to rest. In the bedroom, Xia Yulan took out a cleansing talisman. In an instant, the room became spotless. Young master, this is your room. I live next door. If there's anything you need, you can call me, Xia Yulan said. Perhaps Wang Lui had noticed that Lin Feng and Xia Yulan were close. Therefore, he had let Xia Yulan stay next to Lin Feng. At the same time, she could take care of Lin Feng. If something happened between Lin Feng and Xia Yulan, Lin Feng wouldn't care. Wang Lui would be happy to see that happen. Because, this way, their relationship with Lin Feng would improve. Wang Lui didn't know what level of cultivator Lin Feng was. But Wang Lui knew. Lin Feng was so young. He could instantly kill an ogre at the 6th heavenly layer God Emperor realm. This was enough to show how shocking Lin Feng's potential was. Now, he was already so strong. His future achievements would definitely be limitless. If they could establish a relationship with someone like Lin Feng, it would be extremely beneficial for them. Good. You should go back and rest, Lin Feng said. Then Yulan will take her leave, Xia Yulan said. Then, she left Lin Feng's room. Lin Feng closed the door. Then, he took out 3 divine eating fruits. Then, he sealed the room with a restriction. Previously, on the ancient Starry Sky ship, Lin Feng hadn't refined these divine eating fruits. After all, he was on someone else's ancient Starry Sky ship. He didn't know if the other party had any powerful methods. One must always be on guard against others. Therefore, to be safe, Lin Feng had been waiting for this moment. Now, he was in Fire Snake City. This inn was relatively safe. If Wang Lui and the others had any bad intentions, without the help of the ancient Starry Sky ship, it would be difficult for them to do so. Of course, it was even better if they didn't have any bad intentions. Lin Feng began to refine the 3 divine eating fruits. A large amount of pure energy was absorbed by Lin Feng. His battle strength was steadily increasing. When all the energy contained in the divine eating fruits was refined by Lin Feng, only 7 Emperor Laws were left floating in the air. After seeing the 7 Emperor Laws, Lin Feng revealed a happy expression. Although they were only Emperor Laws of the God Emperor level. But they were terrifying enough. And he actually obtained 7 of them at once. What a great harvest. If he refined these 7 Emperor Laws, his battle strength would definitely increase by a large margin. Thinking of this, Lin Feng couldn't help but reveal a smile. He began to refine these Emperor Laws. Now, Lin Feng was already very familiar with refining the God-eating Devil Emperor Laws. Soon, the 7 God-eating Devil Emperor Laws were refined by Lin Feng. After refining the 7 God-eating Devil Emperor Laws, Lin Feng had a total of 1 Emperor-level God-eating Devil Emperor Law. 10 God Emperor-level God-eating Devil Emperor Laws. Bang! 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 Lin Feng had just finished his cultivation when he heard a knock on the door. Lin Gongzi, have you rested enough? We're about to set off. Xia Yulan's voice came from outside. Lin Feng stood up and walked towards the door. She opened the door to her room and saw Xia Yulan standing outside. All right, she said. Let's set off now. Xia Yulan nodded and led the way. After Lin Feng met up with Wang Lui and the others, they left their residence. The gathering place was called the Fiery Serpent House. It was opened by a mysterious person from the Fiery Serpent family, the master of the Fiery Serpent Star. It was the most lively and high-end gathering place on the Fiery Serpent Star. When Lin Feng and the others arrived at the Fiery Serpent House, they found that it was bustling with people coming and going. Many beautiful women shuttled back and forth in the Fiery Serpent House. Wan Lui and the others had clearly arranged everything in advance. Chapter 3386. Lin Feng and the others were the first batch of cultivators to arrive. After arriving here, everyone patiently waited for the cultivators of the other forces. Lin Feng had already done a certain understanding of the other forces. The other forces were also forces in the sacred star field. They were about the same strength as the force that Wang Lui and the others were in. The force that Wang Lui and the others were in was called the Star Sect. This force was not considered a top force in the sacred star field, but it was said that they also had an emperor-level powerhouse. Just like in the star field world. Only a force with a holy emperor-level powerhouse could be called a top force. If there was an emperor-level powerhouse in charge of a force, that would be the absolute overlord of the starry sky world. Their appeal would definitely be incomparably strong. It could be said that hundreds of people responded to a single call. For example, the myriad races from before. The heavenly sage great world where the myriad races were located had a total of 5 emperor-level old antiques. At that time, the myriad races were the super overlords of the starry sky world. So, the myriad races invaded the 9 prefectures. Many forces in the outer realm responded one after another. They followed the myriad races to invade the 9 prefectures. However, no one would have thought that the 9 prefectures that seemed to have weakened long ago still had a few terrifying existences. Even the 5 ancestors of the myriad races had fallen in the 9 prefectures. And those major forces that had followed the myriad races to invade the 9 prefectures. They had suffered heavy casualties. Many forces had suffered too many losses in the 9 prefectures, causing their forces to decline sharply. As a result, they were attacked by their enemies. In the end, they were destroyed. A great world like the 9 Mysteries Great World was now in turmoil. It was also because the 9 Mysteries Realm Lord who had invaded the 9 prefectures had fallen in the 9 prefectures. That was why such a situation had occurred. As a force with an emperor-level powerhouse, the Star Sect still had a certain status in the starry sky world. Many forces. They would also give face to the Star Sect. As for the other forces, they also had Emperor Realm Masters overseeing them. Among these forces, if someone broke through to the Emperor level, the forces they were in would immediately undergo a transformation. Obviously, such a large force was not peaceful. Many large forces were often accompanied by power struggles. Therefore, Lin Feng guessed that the cultivator who had obtained the key to the immortal graveyard should be one of the 4 emperors. The 4 great emperors were on good terms with each other. They didn't inform the higher-ups of the sect because they were worried that the higher-ups of the sect would take away the opportunity that originally belonged to them. Therefore, after some discussion, the 4 great emperors brought some people out to search for the immortal graveyard. The 4 great emperors couldn't be blamed for being cautious. The world of cultivators was indeed too cruel. What happened to the Red World Fairy back then explained everything. Not long after, the second wave of cultivators arrived. All of them were female cultivators. The female cultivator in the lead was a middle-aged woman who looked quite graceful and noble. "This is Lin Feng, Lin Gongzi. This is fellow Taoist Lui Xiang of the Female Abyss Pavilion." Wang Lui introduced both parties to each other. The cultivators of the pavilion were very confused. They didn't know why Wang Lu would be so cautious in recommending a quasi-emperor cultivator to Lu Yixiang. Could this young cultivator be a descendant of one of the great emperors of Astral Sect? The female cultivators of the Female Abyss Pavilion couldn't help but think. After thinking of this, some pretty female cultivators threw flirtatious glances at Lin Feng from time to time. They hoped to attract Lin Feng's attention. Lin Feng was young, a quasi-emperor, and his cultivation was extraordinary. If he was really a descendant of a great emperor, his background was extremely extraordinary. Such a background. Naturally, it was easy to attract the favor of female cultivators. However, Lin Feng turned a blind eye to the seduction of the female cultivators of the Female Abyss Pavilion. "So it's Lin Gongzi, nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you." Lu Yixiang smiled slightly. Fellow Taoist, you're welcome. Lin Feng cupped his fists. Ha ha ha, it seems that we're late. At this moment, a hearty laugh was heard. Then, a group of cultivators poured into the private room. This group of cultivators. The leader was an old man. So it's Brother Situ. Wan Lui cupped his fists. Louis Xiang also bowed slightly to the burly old man. This old man was a powerhouse of the immortal emperor realm, much stronger than Wan Lui and Louis Xiang. Ha ha, you two fellow Taoists are too polite, the old man said with a smile. Wang Lui continued. Brother Situ. This is Lin Feng, Lin Gongzi. Lin Gongzi. This is Situlei of the Situ family. Wang Lui introduced the two sides again. Situlei was also quite surprised that Wang Lui would specially introduce a young cultivator to him. However, Situlei was also an old fox. Although he was puzzled in his heart, there was a smile on his face. He had the same thoughts as Louis Xiang. Situlei suspected that Lin Feng might be a descendant of a big shot of the Star sect. This time, he came out with Wang Lui and the others to gain experience and get some benefits. There were many people like this. Therefore, Situlei was already used to it. Both sides greeted each other, and then took their seats. Everyone chatted while waiting for the cultivators of the other two forces to arrive. Not long after, the cultivators of the other two forces also arrived. The other two forces. The first force was called the Devil Saber sect. This sect was a Devil Dao force. And the core cultivation technique of the sect was called the Devil Saber Immortal Slaughtering Art. Therefore, the cultivators of this force were extremely good at using saber-type weapons. The second force was called the Eclipse Gate. It was an evil force. The cultivator leading the Devil Saber sect was called Zhang Yaoquan. He didn't look particularly big and only had one arm. He was called the One-Armed Saber Demon. He was also an immortal Emperor Realm cultivator. The cultivator leading the Eclipse Gate was a woman. Enchanting and charming. But she looked a little slutty. This woman was called Shangguan Sun Chun. Her name had the word Chun in it. It was really in line with her temperament. Wang Lui also made introductions for both parties. Then, everyone began to discuss about going to the Immortal Graveyard. After some discussion, the five forces decided to set off for the Immortal Graveyard in 3 days. No one had any objections, so they all dispersed. Lin Feng planned to go to the trading market to take a look. Perhaps he could get some good things from the trading market. Wang Lui asked Xia Yulan to accompany Lin Feng. Lin Feng's impression of Xia Yulan was quite good. Therefore, he didn't refuse. The man was handsome. The woman was beautiful. The two of them walked together, attracting a lot of attention. Not long after, they arrived at the trading market. The trading market was very large. People came and went, and it was very lively. On both sides of the street, there were many stalls. And all kinds of things were placed on the stalls. There were some things unearthed from ancient tombs, as well as pills, talismans, magic treasures, array materials, forging materials, and so on. Buzz, buzz, buzz! Not long after they arrived at the trading market, Lin Feng's heaven-swallowing jar started to fluctuate violently. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.